Welcome to Pop Cult, where we talk reality TV, celebrity chaos, and pop culture throwbacks.
Welcome to the show. We are your hosts. I'm Julia.
And I'm Avery. We post 2 episodes every week. Tuesdays are for Reality Digest, where we cover the previous week's reality TV moments and the latest celebrity chaos. And Thursdays are for the Fame Files, where we revisit defining stories throughout pop culture. Today, we are doing Reality Digest, our first one. This is exciting.
Our first one ever.
I've been waiting to talk about all of these shows.
We have been having to stop ourselves from texting about it.
Yes, and I was just out of the country for a week in Iceland, so I literally watched TV for 7 hours straight yesterday.
I mean, that sounds like my ideal day. So.
I know, I just rotted on my couch. I was like, it's for work. This is for research purposes.
Okay, so we're going to start by kind of going through everything that's happened just recently in pop culture wise, and then we'll get into our digest.
Yes, let's do a little pop culture lineup. So the first little thing on our docket for pop culture chaos this week, have you heard about this feud between Jessie and Demi that stemmed from this Cozy Earth activation?
No, but when is there not a feud that has to do with Demi?
Honestly, you're so right. But so this weekend I kept seeing TikToks of Whitney and Demi. This is Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, by the way, in case anyone is not familiar with who these people are.
Oh.
But Whitney and Demi did this Cozy Earth challenge, which I'm not entirely sure what it
is
actually
Cozy Earth? Yes, I do not.
So Cozy Earth is a mattress brand, I think, and it's basically a bed rot. Speaking of bed rot, it's a bed rot challenge, but they do different games and stuff throughout. But they did a lie detector test, and one of the questions that the guy administering it asked them was basically, do you think that Jessie is good at color and extensions? And Demi said no.
Wasn't that the entirety of this past season that I just watched?
Literally, yes. And then I saw a TikTok that somebody had tagged Jessie, I think, in the video, and she responded and basically was like, a snake never changes, she's a horrible person, and everybody will see her true colors eventually.
Wait, how does that wrap into Cozy Earth?
Because they were at the Cozy Earth activation. One of the activities at this brand activation was for them to do a lie detector test. I'm not really sure what that has to do with mattresses, but brands take it from me, I work in advertising, and brands love just doing the most random shit. It's so bizarre. They will do anything to get an influencer to rep their product.
I mean, so fair. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I know. I definitely don't think influencer marketing is going anywhere anytime soon. But yes, that was but then again, it's then I feel I hear about these feuds between them, and then I see these TikToks that they're making together. And I'm like, so is it just really not that serious, or is Jessie in particular just able to be around people that she doesn't like?
I don't know. I thought everything was good. I'll be so honest. I still haven't watched the reunion of season 3.
Oh my God. You are a bad fan.
I know, I'm terrible. And I love that show so much too. I'm bad to forget about something and never ever return to it.
Yeah, and it was hosted by one of my favorite podcasters, but admittedly, he's a polarizing figure. A lot of people don't like him, but Nick Viall from the Viall Files, who I love. I listen to them religiously every week. I think he's such a good interviewer, and they always have on the people that everybody wants to hear from. And he does not shy away from asking the questions that the fans want to know. It's not like a typical interview where the interviewer doesn't want to piss off the interviewee.
Yeah.
Is what I like about him, and he did the same thing at the reunion. The only thing I didn't like about him that he was doing at the reunion was he was really going in on Whitney. And I am a Whitney apologist. I like her a lot. And I just don't really think that anything she's ever done has been that bad. I just feel like they're all really dramatic about it. So I didn't love the way that he went for her, but I do think that it honestly kind of has something to do with the fact that he asked her to come on the show with the other Mormon wives when he had them on probably about a year ago, and she was not in a good place with any of them. So she said no. She said, I'll come on your show, but I'm not coming on with any of them. And I'm sure she made some other demands that were probably
Yeah.
a little bit diva, but I don't really think he's ever, like, gotten over that, and I think he thinks she's kind of a brat.
He's
Um
butthurt. Eh.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, like, just like, "What are you doing?" Like, "You're not a celebrity yet," type of thing, so, yeah, but that would be my only qualm with the reunion, but at this point, it's like all that drama is so outdated, you don't even watch it, there's no
I
point.
know, that's what it's come to for me.
Yeah. Another thing that I saw, I know you don't watch Vanderpump Rules, which is, like, a cardinal sin considering we're doing a pop culture
But
podcast.
I feel like I'm being attacked and we're not even, like we haven't even started really,
No,
so
I know. Sorry. I'll calm down. But 2 major players in Vanderpump Rules are Sheena Shea, who has quite literally been in a new headline every day the last, like, 2 months, I swear. I'm seeing something new about her, about some new drama she's starting, like, every day. She's, like, beefing with somebody from Real Housewives of Orange County right now. That's
for
not even
what?
the show she's on. Like, there's this housewife was saying that Sheena told her once that it was her dream to be on Orange County, and, like, I don't even know, it just spiraled from there. There was, like, some comments made on, like, Watch What Happens Live last week about it, but her former best friend from Vanderpump, Lala Kent, and it's very clear that the 2 of them are beefing right now, and I think it's about Sheena's book. Sheena released a book called My Good Side, which is, like, an inside joke for anyone that's seen Vanderpump, but she basically has been, like, very vocal in the press and, like, any red carpet interviews that she's doing or anything like that about her dissatisfaction with the way that her former VPR castmates responded to her book release. Like, she doesn't think they're doing enough, and she said that and in an interview, and Lala said, "I texted her, I told her so many times how proud I was of her." And then she goes, "But that's not enough for Sheena. If you're not doing it publicly, it doesn't matter to her."
What's crazy is this seems to be a trope on every reality show ever. Like, Heather releases a book on Salt Lake City, and nobody cares, like, the cast. And then, oh my god, who is it? Who is it in Mormon Way?
Macy?
Oh, yes, Macy releases a book, and somebody at in the book event, like, it, like, didn't go the way that it should have gone or something like that, I don't remember the details.
Oh, yeah, didn't they, like, get in a fight at the it was like she
Yes,
was
but
doing a dinner
it
for
was, like,
them?
not related to her book, and she was like, "Guys,
Yeah,
we need to calm."
yeah. I think her book is, like, releasing soon. I don't think it's come out yet, but I saw a TikTok some promotional TikTok for it the other day.
Oh, I didn't realize that it hadn't come out yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It might have, but I don't think it has quite yet. But, yeah, it's, like, crazy because with Sheena and Lala, like, Lala made a comment I think she has some partnership with Amazon Live, and on her Amazon Live recently, somebody asked her a question about Sheena and their friendship, and Lala goes, Sheena's gonna Sheena, and this is just Sheena Sheenaing," something like
God.
that. And it's interesting because they're both moms, and they both kind of, like, became moms around the same time on Vanderpump, and so their daughters are really good friends. And
No.
so I think Lala has, like she's spoken a little bit on, like, "We just have to like, I'll take our daughters to play together, and it just, like, is what it is, and we'll be fine." But Lala, I've always liked Lala even through her season 11 incident with Ariana where she was kind of, like, sympathizing with Tom Sandoval. That was, like, a whole thing, yeah.
Ugh.
I think we're gonna do, an episode on Scandoval, so and sort of, like, the aftermath since I feel like Scandoval has been, everybody knows about Scandoval, but
Even I know all about Scandal.
yeah, I mean, it's like, how couldn't you? It was literally on CNN. I think I'll do more, like, Scandoval, the aftermath, and I'll talk a little bit about Lala's, uh, fall from grace in season 11. Sheena then always says, like, Lala likes to paint herself as, like, a better friend than she actually is, so I'm interested to see in the next few weeks, um, what sort of nets out with the 2 of them because Lord, Sheena Shea is just it's, like, so weird because she's doing anything she can to stay relevant, but also she turned down being on The Valley, which is the Vanderpump Rules spinoff with
Yeah.
the former cast members who, like, now are married and have kids. It's, like, about their lives in the Valley after they, left Hollywood. I think what she said I was listening to her podcast Shenanigans the other day, and I think it's essentially, like, I think she kind of wants to prove that she's not just, like, doing everything for a check, like, that she maybe is, like, trying to show that she has integrity, which, like, I wouldn't blame her for being on The Valley. Like, she's been on reality TV for the last decade plus. You can't really just go back to a normal job after that. So I wouldn't blame her at all for joining The Valley for a check, but I think she just feels like maybe she's run her course on Bravo, maybe, I don't know, and, like, she just has always had so many issues with other women on Bravo that maybe she just got tired of it.
I'm sure she'll come back.
Yeah. But that is definitely not the most important piece of pop culture chaos from this past week because, as probably everyone and their bus driver is aware, Taylor Swift's new album, The Life of a Showgirl, came out on Friday,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I need to hear your thoughts. We haven't talked about it at all.
No, I really, really enjoy it, and I'm, like, a sad song girly to my absolute core. I love sad songs, they're my favorite, but I really am enjoying the album. I went to see the movie, and honestly, I really liked it because it kind of forced me to sit down and read the lyrics because it was the music video for Fate of Ophelia, and then she did commentary on each song of the album, and then played the song with the official lyric video. Now, what was funny is it was the clean version of every song, so there were a few lyric changes, but other than that, it was the same, and it, like, made me understand the songs more and understand, like, what they were talking about more. If I had to do a top 3, it's gonna in no particular order, it's gonna be Wood, Honey, and Opalite are my 3 faves.
I think Opalite and Honey are 2 of my faves too. I'm gonna pull it up so I can see the other ones.
But it's really like a no skip album for me. I really enjoy it. I listened to it like I told you before we started this, I listened to it 6 times today at work.
6 times?
No, I'm not kidding. It's 40 minutes long. It's not like and I just on a loop.
Yeah. That's, like, almost a full workday.
I know.
My favorites, I think, are Opalite, Honey, and Life of a Showgirl, and I also
That
really like Fate of Ophelia.
yeah, the Life of a Showgirl is super good. Her and Sabrina sound really good together on that. It's they really mesh well.
What do you think about Actually Romantic potentially being an ode to Charlie XCX?
Oh, I love it. I think it's super funny.
Do you think it is about her?
100%. I don't know who else it would be about. Like, there's too many parallels, and,
Yeah.
like, she's known to do songs about that, like, "Thank You, Amy."
That
What do
was
you think that's about?
that was she stepped on Kim's neck.
Like, "Thank You, Amy," and you only capitalize Kim?
Yeah,
She's lucky the song isn't called Charlie XCX.
seriously, it's like yeah, and I really think that the biggest tell is the titles.
Yeah.
Everything is romantic verse actually, like, she actually, I think, maybe could not have gotten more explicit than that. But it's so interesting because of the fact that Charlie XCX opened up for her on
I know, I'm
Reputation.
like, "What happened?"
Or at least part of Reputation, and I saw her. I remember being I went to the Reputation tour in 2019, I think, with some of my friends from college, and I think I saw her I think we were in DC, but Charlie XCX opened up for her, and I that was, like, before she like, I'm pretty sure that was still, like, boom clap era almost,
Yeah,
like
it was.
or at least she sang boom clap, like, I'm sure that's, like, probably still one of her most popular songs, but it's so bizarre. I
I
mean,
think
what
that
did I feel like Billie Eilish came for her recently too, and I feel like Taylor's been nothing but supportive of her.
wait,
Of
what did
both of
you
them.
say about Taylor? I love Billie.
I remember a while ago when Billie Eilish was on tour. I couldn't cite a source, so take it with a grain of salt, but I'm pretty sure she said something along the lines of, like, "A 3-hour concert is ridiculous. My fans don't want that. They don't want a 3-hour
Eat
concert,"
the
type thing.
Billie, I want that, and I would consider myself a fan. I would eat up a 3-hour concert of hers. Are you kidding me?
Right, but I think it sort of felt to me like it was just like a and maybe it wasn't meant to be a dig, like, whatever, maybe there was even, like, a reporter asking her, like, "Why don't you do a quote, unquote, Eras tour type of tour?" But to me, it came off as, like, she's being excessive, you know? Like, I think that Taylor Swift is being excessive in this endeavor.
That's an interesting take. I think the song that confused me most was "Canceled" because I can't like, I'm trying to figure out if it's just an excuse for her to, like, be friends with Blake Lively.
I heard that people think that it might be about Sophie Turner.
But
because
when was Sophie Turner canceled?
so remember when she and Joe were getting divorced and people were
Oh, and he painted her as a party girl?
like as a bad mom?
Yeah.
And so part of the reason I think one of the reasons that I saw that people think that it could be about her is because of the way that canceled is spelled. In like American English,
Oh,
we
because
spell
it's
it with one
yeah.
L. And in British English, they spell it with two. So yeah, I don't know. I also still feel like I don't even really fully know enough about the Blake Lively
Oh, no,
lawsuit
I agree,
situation.
but I think everyone has been questioning whether or not they're still friends, and then this song comes out and you're like, "Does this mean yes?" Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything. I know nothing.
Well, I mean, I feel like she's probably annoyed because she keeps getting like deposed and subpoenaed or whatever. Or I'm not a lawyer,
Is
but
that true? Like, is she actually getting that?
like, I
That's
think
what I wanna know.
yes. I think they're trying to get her text messages with Blake Lively.
Okay.
I am going to do a Fame Files episode on that because I love Blake Lively and I was like so upset to hear that she might be like involved in something and like not on the right side of it that I just didn't even really want to look into it. So I think I might do a Fame Files one on that when all of it is sort of wrapped up.
Yeah. The Age of Adeline is one of my favorite movies to ever exist.
I mean, a simple
That's all I'll
favor.
say about that. That's a good movie.
I love it. Your mom loves that movie too.
He does.
And speaking of Taylor's besties, Selena Gomez got married.
I commend Selena so much for how well she hid her wedding. Like,
Agreed.
it went so smoothly, and I just hope that Taylor's wedding goes the same, if not even more hidden. I'm just really impressed, like, I feel like we barely saw any guests. We did not see any of the ceremony. Selena got to post first. She got to show her dress first, and
Yep,
granted, she probably wanted a little bit more time to post and, like, actually be in the moment, but, you have to post quickly or else it is going to get out there. But
exactly.
regardless, I really loved how it, like, played out. Like, we still haven't seen a single picture of Taylor at front of the wedding.
Yeah, I mean, she had to be there, right?
No, no, she said on a, in her London press tour, she said that her and Ed Sheeran were there.
I am so not a fan of Ed Sheeran's music, but I do like him as a person. I thought that her dresses were really, really
But
pretty.
I really yeah. I'm not a fan of the cut of her wedding dress, but she looks gorgeous in it. I just am not like, preferably, I don't like I think it's, like, halter is what it is.
Yes, she definitely had at least one, if not multiple. Ah, yeah, I see.
What I would guess would have been the ceremony dress. Like, she looks absolutely fantastic, and I
Yeah,
love
I
the
like the one that's
I
like
just don't like it chokes me. I don't need that.
I like the one that's sorta lacy.
I love the lace one. Oh my god.
That's also halter, though.
It
Halter
is
looks good on her. Maybe she's, like,
it
knows
looks
that's
great.
her most flattering neckline.
And then she has this 3rd one that's giving, like, Marilyn Monroe on the dance floor.
Yes, that was so and her hair looks like so old Hollywood, it's so
Yeah,
stunning.
I love it.
I think they're really cute together, and I really like him.
I watch Hot Ones like nobody's business. I am their biggest fan. I watch every Hot Ones episode that comes out, and they
Mhm.
did one together, and he was, like, so sweet on that interview while Selena's dying from this hot sauce, and it was my favorite thing. That sold them for me. I didn't really have any doubts prior, but I watched that video and I was like, "I love it."
Yeah, I think it's, like, such a good testament to, like, how I don't know, I just feel like both of them are so humble and, like, sometimes when I hear Selena Gomez in videos, like, her voice is a bit grating to me, but I really like her as a person, and I feel like I don't think that she, like, deserves any of the hate that she gets about, like, the way that her voice sounds, even though, like, I can understand why people think it's annoying, but, like, for some reason, I just feel like she gets picked on for the weirdest things, but, I mean, I guess that's a tale as old as time for female celebrities.
What does Taylor say? Oh, yeah, "Haters gonna hate."
Haters gonna hate, 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 and that is so true.
Oh my god, but then weddings, then we have a divorce.
And
And
it feels like okay. You know, like, when Trisha Paytas had her baby, like, the same day that the Queen Elizabeth died, and everyone was like, "Malibu Barbie is the reincarnation of the Queen of England."
is there then who's the reincarnation of this?
No, it's like as if Selena Gomez as if Keith
Only
Urban
one
and
true
Nicole
love can
Kidman's
exist at a time.
divorce, that the equivalent to that is Selena Gomez getting married and Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman getting divorced.
No, because I'm upset because what's happening what? I
Like,
don't get it.
okay, so I was listening to the Vile Files and Rachel Lindsay, former Bachelor Rachel Lindsay, do you know who that is?
Yeah.
She was on and they were talking about it. And I have to say, I have not heard anything of hers in a really long time. She was so funny. She was cracking me up. But she was like, she was saying that, like, perhaps Nicole's, I guess what's the word I'm looking for here? Her recent endeavors on screen being so explicit, maybe
Yeah.
perhaps she is coming into a different time in her life and their interests no longer align, potentially.
No, I don't like that. I don't accept that. I feel like they're
Yeah.
one another again.
I mean, they are, in my opinion, they are an odd couple to start with.
But that's what made it perfect. They've been together for so long.
I know. I
They
mean,
defied all.
it reminds me of, like, couple like, you know how sometimes I feel like everybody has a friend from high school or college or whatever whose parents got divorced, like, after they became
They
empty
went off to college.
nesters,
Yeah.
and it almost is kinda giving that. I mean, I don't know anything about their kids or they have kids, right? I don't well, if they do have kids, shout out, but, hope they're doing okay. But yeah, I don't know. It's very bizarre and, like, I saw the headline, like, I think on TikTok or something,
They
and
do have children.
they have
Yes.
children? Okay. I saw the headline and on TikTok and I thought it was fake.
Wait, your theory might match. Oh, their youngest daughter is 2008, so that would make her, like, 17, 18. So, that tracks.
Yeah, that's so yeah, I think that that could be it. Like, I feel like a lot of married couples do that. They wait until their kids are out of the house to divorce.
Oh, she has kids with Tom Cruise, too.
No way. Oh my god, that's a piece of lore that we have to do that for the Fame Files. If there was potential overlap, I'll look into it and see.
Oh my god, and then Bad Bunny was announced to be the Super Bowl halftime show.
I know. I have to say, like, I don't really listen to his music, but I do feel like people like it.
I was very interested in just the fact that he said he wasn't gonna tour in the US anymore. Let's talk about my most hated holiday on earth.
And I have to say, the only day that on during the year that is scarier than Halloween is none other than National Boyfriend
National
Day.
Boy I hate it. Like, I can't describe why. It's just atrocious. I watch people's stories to see, like, photos that they're posting of, like, the lunch that they went to, or this pretty place, or their dog. And instead, I get hit with story after story after story of your ugly boyfriend that, like, I can't.
Of your SpongeBob looking ass boyfriend that I
I'm
didn't
like,
ask for. Like, why should I be? Well, and okay, so I saw a TikTok today of some girl saying two things. First of all, Valentine's Day wasn't enough for y'all.
well, not only is there National Boyfriend Day, there's then National Girlfriend Day.
It's like National Relationship Day or something
Relationship
like.
Day.
And somebody said on TikTok, somebody said, "Why do I feel like it's every other month?"
It's not only it's like every other week at this point. There always is a damn holiday that these couples can post about each other for. And God forbid they don't post, they're gonna break up.
I know. And it's like, my thing is, I'm happy for you. I don't wish, like, it's not that I want your man or I want a boyfriend. Like, that's not what it is. Like, keep your man, you know? But like, and you can be proud of him. But I mean, it's like, what is you posting about National Boyfriend Day doing for the rest of us, right? Like, what impact does that have towards me other than being traumatized, you know? Can you just
Exactly.
tell him happy boyfriend day? Like, I'm sure that you, like, saw him in person.
There's like exceptions to the rule, of course. Obviously, my close friends.
Yeah, I did see that your bestie did post. I mean, I love her boy you know, I love her boyfriend so much. That was the one I can let that one slide. We all
Well,
get
other
wrong.
exceptions are like long distance relationships. I don't know.
I mean, why are you in a long distance
Even then,
relationship at this point? Like, and in this day and age, in the year of our Lord 2025, why are you in a long distance relationship?
why are you in a relationship?
Would not recommend. Been there, done that. Would not recommend.
Period.
Long distance relationship or just in general.
Listen, one thing I do love is a hard launch and a soft launch. Other than that, I don't need to see your boyfriend's face on my Instagram.
Yeah, and I also don't need to see 8 carousels of photos from your wedding. Like, I don't need you to make
Oh, like
separate posts for the night before, the morning of, the ceremony, the reception, the after party, the send away brunch. Like, I don't need that.
The
You
send
can just
away
just
front.
literally please just post one picture of yourself and, like,
Well,
that's
now
all I
you
need.
can post 20 photos. I don't know. You can do, like, I'm okay with you post for your wedding, great. You do a 1 year reminiscent, great. And then from there, arguably, wait till you're at your 10-year mark.
Right, if you
See
make
those
it there,
photos again.
because we all had our doubts. Prove me wrong. I'm begging you to prove me wrong.
Prove me
Please pose for your 10-year. I'll even let a 5 year I'll let that
a
slide.
5 would be a 5 years great. I'm
Yeah.
so happy
But,
that you
like,
made it 5.
prove me wrong that you made it to 10 years because
But, like,
none of us thought you would.
unless you are an influencer and your wedding was photographed by Vogue, I
Yeah.
don't see 8 posts in one day.
Unless you are Sophia Richie, and that was everyone's personality for about a month leading up to your
Like,
nuptials, I don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna hear about it. So, yeah.
oh, and then something we love is Morbid was nominated for a Golden Globe, and
Yes.
I am so excited.
Yes. In more lighthearted news, and something that we don't need to take so seriously because is not a nationwide epidemic. Morbid Morbid, the true crime podcast was nominated for a Golden Globe, and I just have to say, like, I've never been so happy for two people that I don't know in my whole life.
I
I'm more happy for them than I am for most people that I see getting married on my
that
Instagram feed.
and you know what? That's so fair, and I would only recognize them, just like Love Is Blind, by their voice.
Yes.
I don't know if I know what they look like, but I know they're hot.
Yeah, but if I were in a bathroom stall next to one of them, I would recognize their voice.
Exactly.
Sight unseen. Yeah, I just love them. I think that they're so down to earth and, like, I'm just so happy for them. Like, a freaking podcast deal with Sirius XM is crazy and, like, puts them, in my opinion, on the same level as Alex Cooper.
I mean, that's fair.
I mean, obviously very different content, but I just love Ashton and Elena, and I'm, like, dying to go to one of their live shows. I hope they do more
I
'cause
keep hearing about them.
I think mostly I only think that they've done them in Boston, which is only, like, a 4-hour train ride for me, so I would definitely go because I love them so much, and I just think that they are so good at like, I dream to be as good of a researcher as the two of them. And speaking of people who are really down to earth and that I've always loved, Hilary Duff was Sally.
Yes, Hilary Duff was just Sally for Role Model, aka Tucker. But then today or last night, Tucker was the intro for Renee's rap. Who? Tucker was the intro for Renee rap singing "At Least I'm Still Hot" at whatever music festival was the other night that Sabrina was also at.
Austin City Limits.
Yes. Or
Sounds like a
yes.
really fun music festival.
Yeah, it looked fun. I've seen all these videos. I didn't even know what it was, but it looked super fun. So I'm really enjoying one of my favorite things. It's like when I would look up the outro for Nonsense when Sabrina was doing her emails I can't send tour. I'm looking up who was Sally tonight for role model because I just think they're so fun. Like he
Yeah.
brought Hudson a couple of weeks ago.
Kate Hudson, that was like I actually love her music. I don't know if you've ever listened to her.
I haven't, but I did listen to her on Call Her Daddy and I really enjoyed her interview.
Yeah, she has a song called Romeo, and I am just obsessed with it. It is just like it honestly reminds me like the way that it just makes you wanna, like, be in a good mood and, like, dance. It reminds me of Opalite a little bit, and, like,
No, that's, like, very much similar to the vibe of
it's
Taylor.
just so good, and, like, for even more context, one of my favorite shows, actually probably my favorite show, I would say top 2 ever, is the show Daisy Jones and the Six,
Great show.
and I just thought that, like, her album, Kate Hudson's album reminded me so much of the music from Daisy Jones and the Six, and, I mean, I just love all that music. Literally, the fictional band Daisy Jones and the Six was, like, my number 1 listened to artist in, like, 2023, I think.
Wait, but that's so good.
No, I know, literally, like, a fictional band. I thought that I'm, like, so upset. I think they were planning on going on tour, and then it was, like, COVID, so they couldn't, and they just sort of abandoned ship.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh my god. I mean, it was so good. But, yeah, I think it's so fun that Hilary Duff is kind of making a resurgence, and if anyone hasn't watched Younger, the show Younger, you should. It's so
Sorry,
good.
I haven't.
God, you should watch it. It's such an easy watch. It's so, so good. And actually, this is fitting that we were just talking about National Boyfriend Day because Shaun White and Nina Dobrev.
Help, because I'm still at the restaurant. Because this is older news, yes, but I am still so upset about it. Obviously, we only see the good sides of a relationship, but they seemed so solid. But now I'm wondering, because she was in that horrible accident, if that kept them together prolonged, because he sort of maybe took on, like, a caretaker role, and they kinda felt a little stuck, and, like, so, like, this was kind of, like, inevitable, but, like, obviously, we don't know what happened behind the scenes. Obviously, he proposed after the accident, so I don't know anything about anything, but it's just really
Yeah.
upsetting, and also because, like, cheating possibly involved on Sean's side, so I don't know if that about
No offense, but once again, like, she is so out of his league. Why is it always these men who are
so out
punching
of
so
his league,
hard?
so out of his league,
Literally.
and he'll realize what he's lost.
I know, and it's also so bizarre too because, like, I don't really think anyone saw this coming, like, I was listening to the podcast
I
Not S
believe it.
I know. I was listening to Not Skinny But Not Fat, Amanda Hirsch, her podcast, and she had Julianne Hough on, literally, like, 2 days before
Oh,
the
and they're really good friends.
Yes, and so Amanda asked her if there was because there's been couples before on Dancing with the Stars, like, that compete on the same season, like, Alexa Vega and the girl from Spy Kids and her husband, who I believe was a member of Big Time Rush, they competed on a season of Dancing with the Stars at the same time. And so Amanda asked Julianne Hough, like, who she would like to see if they ever did that again. And she said, I think Sean and Nina would be really great. And I know that I'm pretty sure that Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard introduced them. And he's definitely, like, referenced them before, like, just the whole I think talking about, like, the matchmaking process and whatever.
So I'm super, super confused about their breakup. And I know that they've come out and said that Nina Dobrev and Zac Efron are just friends, but I think she deserves to have some Zac Efron in her life.
Zac Efron looks unrecognizable to me every time I see a picture of him.
He does sometimes look a little scary.
Like, I do think wasn't he in an accident that made him, like, need some facial
Okay,
reconstruction?
he was in an accident and he claims that that's why his chin looks crazy different. But
Wait,
I'm like, when he was in surgery, was he just like, "Hey, can we add something else in here?"
it's like he has a bunch of filler, like, it's
Yeah.
really confusing to me.
I don't get behind the filler making you look crazy like that.
Me
Subtle, but
neither. Me neither, but speaking of Julianne Hough, should we get into some reality TV recaps?
yes.
You wanna start with Dancing with the Stars? Alright, let's talk some dancing. I will just say up front, I'm really enjoying this season, and I think that everybody is, like, really impressive.
Yeah, I'm loving this season so far. Obviously, I feel as if my number 1 is very obvious and it will come across in this recap, but Robert, my day 1. If
I
he
have to say this is so random, and the listener, whoever you may be, will have no idea what I am referencing here, but I have come to the conclusion that Steve Irwin, Robert's dad, is my dad's celebrity lookalike.
And you know what? If he grew out his hair and dyed it, I can see it.
Yeah, they literally look identical, like, it's actually uncanny. Maybe I'll put it on Instagram or, like, on our Instagram or something because it's wild, like, every time I see a picture of him, I'm like, "That's literally my dad." What the heck? Do you wanna start with Jen and Jan? Starting with Jen and Jan's feels fitting since he was Taylor Swift's backup dancer. I wonder if they'll dance to any of her new songs.
I would love for them to. They already did a TikTok dancing to one of her new songs.
Oh, cute, I didn't see that. I need to look.
Um, yeah, it was cute. Couldn't tell you which one I've since forgotten, but I remember seeing the comments and they were like, "This was quick. Yeah, this is real quick."
Yeah, seriously. I know. Maybe he had a sneak peek.
He probably did.
Her most recent dance was really cute, and I wrote that I really love how Jan, like, lets her shine, like, he's not overbearing with, like, the way that he dances. Sometimes I feel
Yeah.
like the pros can get, like they're just so good and they're so captivating that sometimes I feel like they sort of overshadow their celeb.
Yeah, I do feel that way a lot when it's like a female pro, but that's just because in ballroom dancing, it typically is the female that's getting the highlight. But what I didn't like is this has nothing to do with Jin and Yan. This has to do with the judges. I didn't love that they have been giving they only did it once. They've been giving him like the professional dancer critiques. They told him he was doing too many lifts, and I was like, you have such limited time. Like this is your time to correct Jin. If you want to correct him about something, you do that later. Like we're like that's not for live TV. Like you correct him later. And it's just
Yeah.
like almost like discrediting him and especially because it's his first season, like, you guys don't need to be doing that to him.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I feel like the judge that always does that is Carrie Ann, and I do not like her at all. Like, she makes me so annoyed. I wish they would get rid of her. Last season, she was so awful, and, like, I do just think that it's, like, super telling that almost every single time she scores a point higher than Derek and Bruno.
She does very consistently, especially with week 3.
Yes, like, it's just super it just feels to me like she is I think last season, the judges, like, maybe got some feedback from the showrunner or production or whoever, I don't really know who would make this kind of feedback to them, but, like, that they were scoring too high too early on, and there was, like it was giving the dancers, like, nowhere to go up from there.
Yeah, well, they that critique, and I'm pretty sure Bruno gave out an 8 week 1 to Whitney.
Yeah, but it was an accident.
Yeah, but even then, he was still gonna give her a 7.
Yeah, and I think, like, I don't know, I will admit, I've not been a long time watcher of Dancing with the Stars, but I do think that there was a time when, like, the first couple of weeks, like, the judges were throwing out, like, 3s and 4s because they knew it was the first dance and that they, like,
Yeah.
needed somewhere to go. I really think that Dancing with the Stars needs to revise their show model. I think that they need to do something different with the scoring. I don't know what. I think that they need to have all the pros do the same dance every week. And I think that they need to figure out how they're scoring people because it's so obvious that they score based on an individual level of capability, age, mobility, all that type of stuff. Like, I am such a fan of jumping ahead a little bit here, but I'm such a fan of Andy and Emma.
Yeah, but you're saying that, like, Andy 7 doesn't, like, compete to, like, a Whitney 7.
Yes, and, like, for this is actually this past week was the perfect example. For them to give Andy and Lauren the exact same score is
Mhm.
just completely you are transparently telling us that you are judging them based off different scales.
Well, that's something that made me we're jumping to week 3, but Carrie Ann specifically said to Dylan that she has 2 categories in her mind of, like, people with a background in dance and people with no background in dance, and she's like, "You're skewing this for me because you're going in between." I was like, "What?" Like, no, we need to be looking at everybody on the same situation.
Yes.
Background not involved. If you are any kind of, like, influencer or, like, actor or any way, you probably did theater as a kid, and you're probably in ballroom dancing classes or any kind of dancing classes as a kid. And that's just, like, a fact, like, that's, like, a bare minimum situation. Like, you probably took a dance class as a kid if you are doing what you are doing now to be on Dancing with the Stars.
You're right. Like,
And
anybody in entertainment has got to have some sort of background in.
yes, and I'm just like, we have to get over this narrative that, like, she shouldn't be on the show because she knows how to dance.
Yeah, I it doesn't really bother me. I think the only thing that I do think is a bit unacceptable this season is Hilaria Baldwin because she has a background in ballroom. Like, Whitney does not have a ballroom background. Hilaria has a ballroom background, and I don't know if this is confirmed. Like, this could have just been like a TikTok sleuth doing the bare minimum, but something has been potentially confirmed that she competed in a ballroom competition against against Emma and beat her.
Really?
Yes. I will say it doesn't necessarily bother me because I'm sure it's been a while since she's danced ballroom, and also she's not going to win because people don't like her. So it doesn't technically bother me that much that
Yeah.
she's in the competition.
Yeah. I think my favorite dance of Jen's was definitely week 2. That's when she scored the highest, technically. And I think she, like, just felt a lot more comfortable in her second dance than she did in her first, obviously. I feel like that's, like, a given. I would feel more comfortable doing it a second time. But I don't remember the third dance standing out to me.
I just continually kept writing like, in the first few episodes, like, she's so cute. Like, she's cute to watch.
She's so cute, and I loved the outfit that she wore, like, the gold sparkle, I really liked that.
Yeah, like and she's a good dancer. I just think she, like, will be
Yeah, no,
sort of
she's
middle of the pack, once it gets to a certain point,
yeah.
and I feel the exact same way about Danielle. Even though I love her so much, she seems so
Oh,
down to earth, um,
oh,
and I
yeah, I love Danielle. Something that's cracking me is that she had to make a TikTok posting about how, "Hey, guys, don't vote for Topanga. My name is Danielle."
I saw that.
That made me laugh.
I just think that her and Pasha too are such a, like, genuine, like, pure match, and she's also gorgeous, and I literally, like, was tearing up at what she said about Sabrina at the end of her
Yeah.
dance. Like, that was so cute.
Also, can we just talk about how I don't know what is up with her leg, but she's dancing on an injured leg and still dancing that well. She has something torn, something pulled.
I
But,
think it's
like,
her hamstring.
and I'd be on the floor.
Me
I'd be in the
too.
hospital.
I would
You
have
wouldn't
tapped
see
out.
me dancing?
I also think she is, like, the perfect example of the difference between the actual celebrities and the influencers on this season. Like, the media training that she has, like, she's so much better at, like, answering Julianne's questions in the
Yeah.
skybox, and, like, I don't know, that is something that I don't know. I We can talk about this when we get to some of the influencers, but I have some maybe unpopular opinions on influencer
Okay.
participation in this show, but I'll wait. But I actually feel the same way about Scott. I think he's, like, so professional. He's been in the industry for so long. And I love that they put Riley with somebody who isn't going to be speculated as a love interest.
Were her and Steven speculated as a love interest, or are you just talking about Harry?
I'm really just talking about Harry, but I mean, if Steven had been single, absolutely, people would have done that.
Okay. Yeah.
And
That's
I
fair.
actually think Scott is, good.
I think he's definitely improved. He does make me, like, I get such bad secondhand embarrassment, so sometimes I'm like, "Oh," but other than that, he's doing great.
Also, something that I noticed about the 2 of them, especially in their jazz dance from week 3, is that I really like how she makes him do the full dance. Like, I think a lot of the times with, like, male celebrities and, like, maybe ones that I actually think Scott is really good, but, like, maybe he struggles or maybe it just takes him a little bit longer to get the dance down, like, and he's definitely not perfect. But, like, they just get off doing the bare minimum, like, nobody clocks it, and they're just like, "Good job," and, like, the woman is the focus of the dance, and I feel like she does not let him get away with that.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. She does a good job of
Yeah.
letting the man, like,
And
show off.
especially this past dance, pretty much almost 100% of that dance he was doing, like, on his own, like, not, like, attached to her or anything.
Yeah, I don't think the judges like when they do that necessarily.
Well, for jazz, I think it's okay. If it were like
Oh,
a ballroom dance, they wouldn't, but, like, for this style, I think that it's okay, but, like, I just thought that that was so impressive, like, on week 3, he's literally doing this dance complete like, she's there, but, like, it's not like she's can kind of lead.
yeah, I'm not one to speak about technique. I
Well,
don't
me neither.
trust neither of us know anything about anything.
I don't think either of us have ever taken a dance class in our whole life.
I think I did 2 weeks of gymnastics and I dropped,
Yeah.
and I think I was 5.
Yeah, no, me too. I did not stick with that. I did some ice skating, but I didn't wanna do a recital because I was too scared. Because all I knew how to do was skate on one leg with my leg up in the air, so I said, "I don't want to do this," and my mom said, "I'm not gonna pay for you to take ice skating lessons if you're not gonna do a recital. The rink is 45 minutes away from our house, so you're gonna have to pick something else."
Okay, let's talk about my number 1, the love of my life, Robert Irwin.
Robert, he said he's looking for his American tourist.
Listen, Avery, okay, I have to admit something to you and to everybody who's going to listen to this. I did DM him on Instagram.
Recently?
Yes.
Did you say?
Well,
Pull it up.
I talked about our mutual connection and, like, similar careers, and
And your wildlife conservation they kept calling him a wildlife conservationist.
like, that's what I am, bruh. Okay.
Yeah.
And also, like, here's my credentials. I got voted most likely to be the female Steve Irwin at my sorority's formal senior year. You were there.
Yes. Oh my god, yeah,
Recall.
I forgot about that. So true. Did you send him that picture?
I should have, because I should have.
You
and I
should
did.
send it to him and just say, "Just following up.
Just following. Hey, so you haven't, like, responded yet, so should
Just
I do
following up in case you missed this, per my last email."
yes, this sent last week. Oops,
Wait, what did you say?
I don't wanna tell you.
Oh my god.
No, I can't. It's so cringy. What's the thing? Get this 1,000 likes and I'll let you know.
Yeah, and I'll screenshot it and put it up on the Instagram.
Okay. So I think Robert's doing great. I hate to say it, his week 3 dance was not the best, but it did have me walking laps around my living room. I had to get up and leave because I've never seen him act like that because he's just like a very much like a golden retriever. He's just very, very happy all the time. And then he got so serious in this week 3 dance that I was taken aback. And then he rips his shirt off and gives us no warning. I had to take a lap around the room.
I know, it's crazy. I think he's gonna win.
I don't see why he wouldn't win.
He just reminds me a lot of Joey from last season.
Yeah, I 100% agree. What's really interesting to me is if I can tell that that wasn't your strongest dance, why are you scoring the exact same as you did the week prior? Like, this is on the judges. This is not on Robert. Like, Carrie Ann gave him an 8, Derek 7, Bruno 7 in week 2. They did the same exact score for week 3, even though it was not at the same level. And so that's
Yeah.
like going what you were saying with like how they're scoring is just insane.
They've gotta do because it's such a good show, but, like, genuinely, I think that Derek is the only judge that actually scores properly, and I think that they should scrap Bruno and Carrie Ann, and they need to get Julianne Hough as a judge back as a judge, and they need to get one of Mark Ballas's parents.
Interesting. I liked when Mark was a guest judge.
Yeah, me too. I would say that there's a chance he could be a judge next season, but I think they brought him back this season, maybe because Whitney requested him, but I'm not sure.
Like Mormon Wise Whitney.
Yeah, because
I
he
didn't
wasn't on
realize
last
it,
season.
I know, but I didn't realize you could like request.
Yeah, I think they asked them. I don't think that they always listen. Like, I think that Riley maybe requested Robert.
Yeah, because she was the one who wanted him on so bad. I remember those interviews.
Yeah, but I think that maybe because she's always consistently had like a young partner, that they wanted to kinda, like, switch it up for her. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's besides the point. But yeah, I agree. This wasn't his best dance, but I do. This is my prediction. I think he's gonna win. So if he does, you heard it here first.
Moving on to maybe our least favorite couple, Hilaria and Gleb.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I just
I mean,
cannot root for Gleb.
yeah, they're scoring very consistently, but like not improvement consistently. They're getting sevens every single time.
And I totally
And
agreed with Carrie Ann about her musicality.
if I had to hear one more time about this girl's hip, I was about to turn off the TV.
Yeah,
I was like, how many? No, go ahead.
I mean, your dad has had 3 hip replacements,
Oh,
so
exactly. 4 now.
4. And you only have 2
4.
hips, so do the math.
Yeah. Yeah, riddle that. I'm just like, you have got to calm down, homegirl. You have pins in your hip. Like,
Yeah.
good lord.
I think that there's been celebs on the show who have had worse injuries
Yeah.
or worse, just
Well, this
affliction.
isn't even like an injury. Did she not come in with this?
Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Like,
You
even then,
knew,
there's been celebs with worse, like,
like, you knew what was happening. You knew what you signed up for. But, like, go to a physical therapist and like get the help that you need, and don't tell me about it.
yeah. And I have to believe that her husband pulled some strings to get her on this show because she is not, in my opinion, she is not a celebrity. Like, I
I
do
think
not consider her a celebrity.
they say that like her like, tagline, whatever, is that she's an influencer,
A
and I'm
wellness
like, where?
influencer? Like, girl, what?
I
Like, I
also
don't know.
didn't
Also, you
they
have
had
7 kids, you're overpopulating the earth.
I did
That pisses me off.
had 4 I didn't realize they had 4,000 kids. That was a shocker to me when they took up a whole row when they showed them on the camera.
Yeah, and I don't know. I do not like Gleb, especially after watching Love Thy Nader. I just think he's, like, not a good guy. Uh,
Interesting.
yeah. The only reason that I'm okay with her being on the show, being a former ballroom dancer, is the fact that I just don't think she'll make it far. And she's definitely not gonna win because people don't like her. So when it really comes down to, like, the fan vote really matters towards towards when the numbers start to get lower, she will not make it through. I would be surprised if she didn't. I wouldn't be surprised if she went home next week.
Yeah, well, speaking of fan votes, that's entirely, I'm sure, what saved Andy and Emma from going home. He's doing great, like, for him. Like, their dances are just, like, adorable, and the, like, posers yell situation for his last song was like, "This is gonna bring tears to my eyeballs."
Yeah, I was tearing up watching them.
I really enjoyed it. Do I think he should have stayed into week 4? No. But I think I'm really excited to see him in week 4. I think Disney Night's gonna be a lot of fun for him, and I think they're gonna have a really cool dance, so I'm excited about that, but I've just never seen someone scoring this low make it farther than week 3, I feel. But
Yeah, it's funny because part of me kind of wonders if he's like ready to be done. Like I think sometimes a lot of the like and not even that he's really that old, but I just think maybe he's not the most like dancing is difficult for him.
yeah. Well,
And
they looked so surprised when it wasn't their names.
yeah, and I actually don't even think he would be upset. Like I think he's just been enjoying his time with Emma and like I love that people are always like, why do they keep doing Emma like this? Like, she needs a partner that can win, blah, blah, blah. But I actually think she asks to be with the people who are
Well,
maybe less expected to be really good dancers.
Emma also said once she'd rather be with people that are kind of, like, there to, like, have fun than, like, there to get, like, down and dirty.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that she's been on the show for like 20 seasons.
I don't even know.
Something crazy. This is my analysis coming from the outside knowing literally nothing, but my prediction is that production really likes Emma because she likes working with the people that they know aren't going to win.
Yeah.
And she's good at it and she does not care about winning because she knows that this is kind of her niche and like she I think feels comfortable in her job security. Whereas some of the other pros, I think they get nervous that if they don't win consistently, then they're going to lose their job as a pro.
That's fair, and I would definitely think that as, like, one of, like, the newer pros, for sure.
Yeah, but like Emma's been around for so long. She's such a fan favorite. She's so down to earth, so sweet, like doesn't take it too seriously and also an amazing dancer. And so I don't I think that if Emma is ever not on Dancing with the Stars, it's gonna be because she chose not to be, not because production didn't want her to be.
Corey, I have no interest in talking about,
I know. He's
but
bizarre to
I
me. I saw maybe some reports about like his him maybe acting off had to do with this Charlie Sheen documentary that came out about the time that Dancing with the Stars premiered.
okay.
So, I don't know. I don't wanna get too much into that because I haven't even, like, finished the documentary and
What
I don't like
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen, so
Well, one thing about Corey that made me laugh is in his first, like, little like, like, the confessional when it's just, like, him talking to the camera, he was like, "Well, Jenna won last year, so I'm in a really good spot." And I feel like it's really well known that whoever won last year is not gonna win the next season. That's only, like, happened once, I think, and it was Derek.
yeah, I think
And
it's a good move.
it was like an upset win, like an unexpected win is how Derek won 2 seasons in a row. And I'm just like, "Corey, did you do any research?"
And
So
also,
that just made me giggle.
I actually your point about the research is a really good one because I actually don't think he watched the show at all.
I don't think he knows what's going on.
No, and I do think that, like, he probably could have done better than he did. Like, I'm
I
not
don't
totally
think he
sure that he's, like, the best listener.
that second dance he did, I was like, "Do you even know the dance that you're doing? Like, how much did you rehearse?"
I
And
know.
it made me feel bad for Jenna 'cause I'm like, "Are people gonna blame this on Jenna that she's not a good teacher?" And I'm like, "That is absolutely not the case, and I hope people don't blame her." Like, I mean, just go watch Joey's season.
Yeah, and, like, people love Jenna as a pro, so she's definitely not going anywhere just because she got eliminated early, but,
I just hate that I won't see her abs every week anymore.
I know it's crazy. She'll be in, like, the troop dances, though, and probably, once they sorta get later into the season and, like, the couples start to have backup dancers, she'll probably be a backup dancer. But
I'm sure
speaking of
she'll
Jenna
go on, like, tour too.
do what?
I'm sure she'll go on tour too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I definitely don't think that her husband and his partner are going anywhere.
No, I think Alex will stay for a hot second. I think she's doing great. She's got the star. thing down, like, your eyes naturally gravitate kind of towards her when she's in a dance, and I think she looks great on the floor. She's scoring great, and she is improving in her scores, and she really impresses me every week, honestly.
I agree. I think that outside of Robert, she would probably be my, like, 2nd choice to win.
Really, I think my second would be have to be Whitney.
I think that Whitney will be in the finals or semifinals at least, but I'm not sure if she'll win.
Yeah, that's fair.
Although I think she should because I definitely think she's the best dancer out of all of them. She is so we'll talk about her more, but I'm just obsessed with her on this season.
Well, like, I think Val and Mark are the only ones on this season who have won Dancing with the Stars 3 times, so they've got a lot going for them.
I saw they're also cracking me up with their TikToks. I saw a TikTok of Alex and Val today, and it was like it was a quote from a very old Kardashian Keeping Up with the Kardashians episode where Kim's like, "I found this ratty little dog." It's like, I'll send it to you, but it's so funny. And Alex is the one like doing the Kim voiceover, and Val is like sitting on the floor, and his hair is like all crazy. And she's like, "I found this ratty little dog, and I
Oh
just
my
had to take
god,
it home with me," or something
that's
like that.
so fu the TikToks are really hitting this season, I do
Yeah,
have to.
they're so funny. And like, I also felt that Lauren Uregi was really reeling me in.
Lauren, that makes me upset.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but I do know that I now believe because, like, they always say, like, "Vote for your favorite." I never truly thought in my mind that our votes counted for absolutely anything until week 3.
They count the most.
I did not like, truly in my soul, I was like, "This is stupid, they just want people to interact and see how many people are watching the show." And I never really thought they took into account our votes because they really shouldn't be, but what do I know?
Yeah, I think they have to because so often the judges' votes will tie people.
That's fair, that's fair.
Like and also like there's no anticipation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they were to not use a fan vote and only the judges, the dancers could not be scored before the elimination takes place because then they
Yeah,
would know.
yeah. And I do not think that Lauren would have won, but I think she deserved to stay for a lot longer.
Yeah, I will say I think her reaction was unbecoming.
That was I mean, she was shocked, like, but it really just goes to show, like, that was true Fifth Harmony coming out in her in all of
Yeah.
their crazy press that they used to do.
Right. And that they hated each other, all of them.
Oh my
Like, it
god,
was
but
so obvious.
they were all there, were they not? Do I not
Yes, like, I don't think that they hate each other anymore, but, like, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, were they on X Factor?
Yeah, they were on whatever one where Demi Lovato was a judge or something for a
X
season.
Factor. Yep, X Factor, and I'm pretty sure, again, if I'm not mistaken, I think that they were paired together, like, they didn't come in as a group. The
Oh,
judges and production made them a girl group, and, like, I just think that the reason that she went home is because, like, this is the thing, I actually was pleasantly surprised by her. I thought she was a good dancer. She was cracking me up. I thought she was so funny. I
yeah.
loved how, like, just confident, like, openly confident she was, and, like, I do think that it was obvious that she's been in the industry for a long time. She's very well media trained for the most part, aside from
Yeah.
her
You'd
exit.
know better than to react the way that you did.
Yeah, but I think that Fifth Harmony is so irrelevant. Like, I don't know. I feel like I didn't even know that they were still making music. And apparently she said on the show that she's making music, and so I'll listen to it, and I hope that she does well as an individual artist, but I just think that she
I
did
thought
not have the fan base.
I thought Fifth Harmony broke up a long time ago, and they just did, like, a little reunion situation.
I think they might have, but I think that she's coming out with her own music. Yeah, that was her Anna Delvey moment. But as much as I was surprised about Lauren, I was definitely not surprised about Baron in week
I wasn't
2.
surprised, but I was upset,
Oh,
okay?
wow.
He was so cutie cute, cute, cute
I
in
know.
his little video with his high school coach, and his high school coach was there, and I wanted to die. I
I
wanted
know.
I was upset because he looked like he was having so much fun, and yes, I do think he was one of the more obvious ones to be going home, like, earlier, but it just always I feel a lot of emotions for people when I'm watching TV, and I'm going to get upset that
Yes.
anyone is leaving.
Yes. I wrote down that he was a little painful to watch, but
He was painful, but he was getting better.
I really enjoyed learning about more about him because unfortunately, like I wouldn't necessarily say that like people who watch this show are big like sports fans.
Yeah, and I feel like they always put somebody from the NBA or the NFL on there, and people are like, "Who?"
And like last year it was Dwight Howard, but he has sort of been more in like the TV space before he was on the show. Like he was on Special Forces one season and like I just think that he was like a little bit different. And then Danny Amendola, who I just think was like such a heartthrob that like and
Yeah.
he really likes Whitney as a pro. So but yeah, I wish better. I hope that next season that they give Britt a more like well-known partner because I've never really gotten to see I've only watched the past 2 seasons, but I've never gotten to see her like really shine with a partner.
Yeah, I think that would be great to see.
Whitney and Mark, I mean,
They're doing great. They're scoring
she
great. I wouldn't be surprised if I see, like, a 9 or a 10 on week 4.
she I don't even have words. Like jaw on the floor. I've literally watched her week 3 dance like 7 times. She is so good. She has such like I think one of the judges said this like she has such star quality. It's like undeniable.
She does. She looks great on the dance floor, right?
Yeah, and honestly, I think that it goes to show, like, I do think that honestly part of the reason that the women are always beefing with her is because 'cause they're jealous because she's so captivating,
She is.
always. And I feel the exact same way about Elaine and Ellen. I'm obsessed with Elaine. I did not think that I was gonna love her as much as I did, and one thing okay, this is what I'll say about her week 3 dance. I hated the song, and I hated her costume. I don't know why they did her like that, but I thought that her dance was so good.
That's what I felt about Whitney's costume. I thought it was the ugliest thing I've ever seen in week 3.
Yeah, the neon was weird. The polka dots were cute, but the neon was weird.
Yeah.
Also, this is so random. I don't know if you noticed this. I spotted the most random person in the audience next to the actress that played Chessie. Did you pick up on this?
Yeah, I noticed there. No, I don't know who you're talking about.
So, next to, I don't know the actress that plays Chessie, I don't know her name, but next to her was Kaylee Cruz's mom from Make It or Break It.
Why was she there?
I think they're, like, friends maybe. I don't really I looked up her name is Rosa Blasi, I think. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but I looked up her IDMB. IMDb? IDMB.
DB,
IMDb.
my favorite.
Yeah, me too. That's my favorite app too. To see like if she had been in anything recently, and she hasn't done a ton. So I don't know if they just like know each other. Like they've got to be mutual friends, but I thought that that was so crazy. And I was like, why do I recognize that woman? And then I was like, oh my God, my favorite show, Make It or Break It.
That's funny. No, didn't even notice that. I noticed that she was there, though. I thought that was really sweet.
Yes, I know. She's so cute. They're still such good friends. I love it.
Yeah.
Jordan, I think, is getting so much better every single week.
Her week 3 dance was my favorite of the night. It made my jaw drop. They did fantastic.
And I think Ezra's choreography is getting so much better.
Yeah.
I feel like people are forgetting that this really is his first season because he only choreographed one dance with Anna. But I think it's so obvious that Ezra is getting like so much better at choreographing. I thought his choreography was really good.
Yeah, no, he's doing great.
And lastly, Dylan Efron, what do you think?
I
I'm like biting my tongue.
No, I think he's doing good. I think he's trying really hard. The shit he said about Justin Bieber, I was like, "Do you actually know him? I don't believe you."
Oh, I bet he does.
I know, but like the way he was talking about Justin just like it was just so like surface level. It just made me giggle.
Yeah.
His little like what's that dance that's so popular on TikTok right now that he did last week with the hip swaying?
The whisk, the samba
Yes,
whisk.
he was trying so hard to do the whisk.
His week
And
two
honestly,
dance
he
was
did not look
good.
bad. Something is happening with his upper body, but his hips look great.
Yeah, I thought his week two dance was good. I thought they scored him far too high in the foxtrot. Like, that was basically just Danny dancing around him. And look, I get that he's charismatic. I get that he's cute. But what I was saying earlier that I would come back to about the influencers, like, I just feel like he literally was on Traders for like, and that was like the first time we've ever seen him. Like, I just don't need to see him on Dancing with the Stars. Like, his only claim to fame is that he's Zac Efron's brother, and now that he won the Traders. And like, I'm sorry, I know that this is a hot take, and I do think he seems like a really nice guy, but like, this is Dancing with the Stars, not Dancing with the Influencers. And like, I need to get with the times, whatever, but, like, I don't know. I am so much more invested in, like, other people's dance progress and, like, their careers and stuff, and I just feel like he's gonna go far because he has a following of people who like him as a person, which is a great thing, but I just wish that we had I don't know, like, I feel like I'm being a hater, but I'm just
No,
not sure that I'm truly so captivated by him. Like, I just feel like the only reason that he's famous is because people think he's hot.
well, and also, like, he only has 1.3 million followers compared to everyone else. That's not a lot.
And I think something I didn't really realize until I actually watched Vanderpump Rules because Sheena Shea is dying to be on Dancing with the Stars. It's like her lifelong dream. And so it was
But
a whole thing when Ariana was on it a couple seasons ago. But I think there are celebrities who are like dying to be on Dancing with the Stars. And for him to just like slide in after being on one reality TV show as somebody's brother just feels to me like, my God, like he's not even in the industry.
yeah, that's fair.
But that's probably me being a hater. Do I think he'll win? No. Do I think he's doing okay?
I
Yes,
think we'll go home in the middle.
me too. I love Danny. I think she's the one of the best
I
choreographers
yeah,
on the
yeah,
show. But yeah, I mean, that was our very long-winded recap of Dancing with the Stars. I'm excited for this for Disney Week, you said?
yeah, Disney is next. And I've, like, seen, like, the songs that they're each couple is doing, but I don't know if that's, like, factual. I don't really know where I saw that, but it said that Dylan wasn't doing a High School Musical song, which I think is just, wrong. I think they missed the mark there.
Yeah, you're probably right. Sometimes it's like Disney will make them do songs from movies they're like trying to promote.
I think that, Riley and Scott are doing a High School Musical song. They're gonna be Sharpay and Ryan.
I did see that. Oh my God, that's gonna be so good.
And then I think Whitney is, like, doing Hamilton.
Should we get into some Real Housewives of Salt Lake City?
Yeah.
So you are on season 5 now in your
Okay, so I've
catch-up watch.
in my catch-up watch, I'm on season 5, but I did watch all of season 6 that's out. So I'm like halfway into season 5. I've watched all of season 6, so I'm just missing a chunk of time, which
Yeah,
whatever. Also the opener to episode 1 of season 6 was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I was like, this isn't a horror movie. I don't care. I was like, what is going on?
I know. Like as if the production would let anything happen to them.
Literally, I was like, she probably tripped or she stumbled, like that
Yeah.
car crash she got into where she went into the snow.
Oh my God. But I will say starting with Mary doing a monologue was so good.
I was like, why am I hearing Mary's voice right now?
I think that the editors of this show might be perhaps the funniest editors in all of
No,
Bravo.
they are so funny because they just like they make fun of them just as much as we do as watchers.
Yes. Like
And you can tell it's like with like love on the side, and it just makes it that much more funny.
it's so obvious too, especially in this first episode with the way that they edited Brittany. Like anytime they gave her screen time, it was just her making a damn fool of herself. Like
Yeah.
showing up in a bikini, is she the dumbest human alive?
Oh my god. I was like, well, first of all, we're in Utah. You're clear there's not a pool outside a beauty lab. Where are
Literally.
you swimming? Because anywhere you're gonna go to get to that invitation would be a flight.
Yeah.
You want to be in a bikini on a flight?
And God, Mary hates her so much. When she goes,
That
when they were asking Angie where they were going, and
Mary.
Angie goes,
Oh,
"We're going about an hour south," and Brittany goes, "Oh, so we'll pass my house," and Mary goes, "Maybe we can drop you off."
that was really funny. Also, whose idea was it? Like, I want to know who in the room was like, let's send them on an RV trip.
I know. I'm so curious if they actually like slept in the van.
I just don't believe it. I don't believe that. And what was so funny is like Mary's like, I don't know how my name got attached to this. This was not my idea.
Yeah, Mary's like, don't put that evil on me."
Oh, and then at one point Heather goes, she can't spit anymore because of all of like the Botox in her face while they were brushing their teeth in the morning. I don't know if you caught that.
Heather looks insane. She really needs to stop getting
And
work
I,
done.
I was like, what do you mean you cannot spit anymore?
It's like, you know when you like
What?
go to the dentist and you get your mouth numbed because they have to pull like do a cavity or something and like then you can't spit
Yeah,
out of a straw?
I know what she's mean, but how do you live like that?
I know. I think you just adjust. And I mean, she literally owns like an aesthetic, I don't even know what you would call it. And it's like, because she's not an esthetician, I'm guessing, but she owns like an
Beauty
aesthetic
rap.
business. And let's talk about Whitney pulling a Homeland Security in front of.
Avery, when I tell you I was about to literally text you and be like, why is Whitney getting arrested? I believed it. I fell for the prank.
I knew it was a prank. I knew that they were
I
strippers.
I was just kind of I was like, this is really odd. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But that ended up being really funny and very inappropriate, but it was
Yeah,
fun.
I know, it was kind of funny. That is actually one of the people. I feel like I see a lot of stuff online about people being like, "Whitney needs to be fired," like, she's not. I like Whitney. I think she is so funny. I think she has, like, some of the funniest, like, one-liners. She's always involved in the drama. Like, I'm a fan of Whitney.
Yeah, well, I like she just never leaves anything alone, and
Mhm,
that's what gets you good TV. So,
mhm. Um,
what they want from her.
but I mean, obviously, the elephant in the room this first episode was Lisa Barlow's absence.
Where the hell is Lisa?
I mean,
And I comparing her to Jen Shaw was very interesting because what the fuck?
I do not think that she is doing what Jen Shaw did. Do I
No,
think that Lisa is probably making some of her money in a less than moral way? Yes.
aren't they all? Like,
Yes, probably.
how is anyone this filthy rich and y'all don't do shit?
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think, but I will say, I just feel like something is off about
Something
Lisa this season. Like, I feel
wrong.
like she's about to crack.
Something is wrong with Lisa's financials.
Yes.
She doesn't want to tell any of the women, which is totally valid and in her own right, but she is going about it in the complete wrong way, in almost a similar way to how much Jen Shaw was fighting with the women about how she wasn't guilty. When it's that intense, it makes me not want to believe what you are saying to me.
Yeah. And when you're getting so emotional about it, like, oh my God, she freaking sat down with Heather and was like immediately crying.
Like, if it's not true, you wouldn't be acting like this. You would be calm. You'd be like, I don't care. Like, I know it's
Yes.
like, you would just be chill. I don't know. But everyone obviously processes stuff differently. It was a lot came at her at once, and then you have to be heightened with everything on TV. You can't just be chill. So, like, there's a lot of other factors at play here, and I'm not trying to say that her emotions are valid for what she's going through, but
Yeah, I am
there's
not a Lisa
something
Barlow fan at all. I don't like her. I find her to be extremely annoying and frustrating to watch on TV. Like, she is so unself-aware. It's painful to
yeah.
watch.
What I find annoying is that she never dresses for the occasion. And
Ugh.
you know what I'm talking about? Like, she never does the pirate outfit. She never, like, does like, when they did the Trixie drag queen situation, she had a complete, utter meltdown.
Yes. And yeah, I've gotta say, like, look, I am not necessarily an advocate for, like, doing work to your face or body for that matter. Like, I wouldn't say I'm the biggest advocate for, like, plastic surgery, but I will say, and I, like, hesitate to even say this because it is actually so mean, but she looks 20 years older than every other
Well,
woman on the
I think
show.
that always happens when you do like, when you go too hard. I mean, kind of like the Zac Efron situation, like, he went too hard.
Yeah, and, like, the reason that I bring that up is because in that instance that you're talking about at the Trixie Motel when she's freaking out because she doesn't have, like, her glam or whatever, it was
Yeah.
something about, like, she didn't have time to
She
do glam, I
It
don't even
was
know.
because they wanted it you were supposed to do it yourself and then get, like, judged on it, and she
Right.
had a meltdown because she can't do her own makeup, and she
Yeah.
wasn't gonna look exactly the image that she wants to look, but I'm like, the thing that makes the show is when they're fighting in these pirate costumes, looking completely ridiculous, but, like, talking about, like, very real stuff, and
Yeah.
it's funny, and then, takes you out of the funniness when it goes to Meredith or Lisa, and they just look normal.
They are such freaking buzzkills, dude.
Yeah,
Meredith is like, she cannot take a joke to save her damn life.
I can't deal with Meredith.
It's so annoying, and I mean, not to the reason part of the reason why I don't even feel bad about dogging on Lisa Barlow is because like, this just goes to show everything that I feel about her. I live a very different life from all of you.
Yeah, and,
Like,
like, saying that
what?
she's richer than everyone.
And it's like anyone who is actually wealthy is not gonna talk about it. I mean, I suppose that's what you're being asked to do if you're on a Real Housewife franchise, but, like, it was, I will say, funny to me that Heather had was so staunchly standing up for her in the previous episode, and then, like, the moment that she said something that, like, disparaged Heather's, like, wealth or success, Heather's, like, talking shit about her, so I did think that was funny, but I'm glad that Heather called her out because it made me glad to know that Heather is not just, like, blindly supporting everything that Lisa says and does,
Yeah.
because that was starting to get on my nerves. I mean, last season and also the first episode, like, she hates Bronwyn so much for no reason, and she literally will do anything to argue with what Bronwyn says, even if she knows that Bronwyn is right, and I feel like when they
Yeah.
were talking about Lisa and stuff, like, that was so obvious. Also, about them soft launching Amy as a potential new snowflake.
Is this the socialite that they keep okay.
And what is a Utah socialite?
I don't know what a Utah
Who
socialite is
even uses
because
the word socialite anymore?
I don't know. I don't know, I was very confused by that, because I was like, "Oh, they're all at this random person's party." But then she
Yes.
showed up to that little, like, whatever the hell that was with, like, the Lisa document stuff, she was there too, and I was like, "What are you doing here?
I
Who are
mean,
you?"
to me, I totally agreed with Bronwyn and Whitney and, like, literally everyone that was like, "Lisa, this proves nothing, and also, we don't care enough. We're talking
No.
about it because you're talking about our businesses."
Yeah. I was like, "Lisa, we didn't need to do this, and this furthers my thinking that the lawsuits are right
Exactly. I
because
mean,
trying so hard to tell me no."
literally. Someone also called her Lisa Big Mouth Barlow in episode 2. I don't remember who it was, but it was, like,
Oh
cracking
my
me up.
god.
But then also, I just feel like Lisa is just, like, this dark cloud that just, like, sucks the energy out of every room she's in. Like, there is a reason that every single argument on this show involves Lisa, and I do wish that she would do some self-reflection in that.
She does always insert herself into a problem.
Yes. And I just feel like her automatic insult is always about somebody else being, like, poorer than her. Like, she's always trying to
Well,
prove
because
her
she
wealth
can't think
above
of
someone
anything.
else.
She just doesn't know any other insults.
Yeah, because she's, like, not creative, but I will say at the end of episode 2, I loved how unbothered Bronwyn was.
Okay. I honestly, every time she's on my screen, all I look at is her hair. It's the
Bronwyn's
most
hair?
it's the most beautiful bob I've ever seen in my whole life,
The
and
bob is fat.
I just kind of wanna touch it. It just looks so silky soft.
Yes. I think Bronwyn is so beautiful. She's
She's
also
beautiful.
I'm pretty sure the youngest out of all of them. Whitney might be, like, maybe a little younger, but,
Yeah.
like, I think it's gotten to the point where it's, like, last season, Lisa really bothered Bronwyn, but this season, it's like Bronwyn knows what level they're on, and she's ready to go toes with Lisa, and she's like and Bronwyn knows that the only ammo that Lisa, because she knows that Bronwyn's more wealthy than her, she and Todd, so
Yeah.
that's usually her go-to insult, so her only thing that she can use to, like, try and hurt Bronwyn is about Todd,
Yeah.
and Bronwyn's like, "I've seen it coming, babe, like, been there, done that, this is every single time we have a conversation, you say something to me about my husband and how he's old, like, this is no longer an interesting line of insult."
What was the wording that Lisa used? Gout?
Gout, DS. I can't say it, I'm like Brittany.
That was such an insane insult to say, and then she just kept saying it.
You know she's been practicing that one in the mirror.
She's been staring at herself in the mirror, she's like, "This is what I'm gonna call her."
This is
And
really gonna
Like,
get her.
Ron just like, "Oh, yeah, I mean, I am married."
Yeah. She's like, "I love" I can't say it.
And Lisa can't even, like she's not even, like, clocking that, like, it's not bothering Bronwyn at all.
Yeah, Bowman's like, "I love it. Do you guys? Don't you guys?"
And then when he goes, "Uh-huh,"
When he's like, "Yes."
and I'm like, "I love you, Whitney."
This is
Thank
why I love Whitney. She's so funny. But yeah, I mean, I hate to break it to Lisa, but, like, I just feel like literally no one cares what she does for work, and it's like she's really talking about it a lot this season, and she's name dropping constantly.
Okay, the thing where I get confused, do they not make a lot of money off of this show?
Yeah, I think that they do.
So then why are we all talking about how they need jobs?
I think it's because at a certain point, Housewives got to the point where they were no longer housewives and they actually were, like, full-time working women, and now, like, every housewife feels like they have to have some sort of, like, business endeavor.
I'm like, you could just be an influencer.
I know, and I think it's because once they get the platform of the show, they're like, "Oh my god, I could make so much money off of, having a business because I have this huge fan base that's gonna buy from me."
Yeah, but then you have Whitney where her business failed entirely.
I know, but I think that that was more so what she was trying to sell versus, like, an actual,
And
the
you yourself like in all of this now financial debt when you could have
Mhm.
just been taking these brand deals and
Mhm.
been making so much more money potentially. I'm just like, what
Yeah,
are we
exactly. But yeah, I mean, and then it's like, riddle me this. I just feel like getting sued is not a normal occurrence for
no, and
people,
she's
even
talking like
people who own businesses.
Lisa's talking like she gets sued every damn day. I'm like, then what are you doing?
She's acting like it's just comes with the territory to own a business and get sued. I feel like we have family members who have owned businesses, and to my knowledge, like, they have never
Where
been sued.
like what are you doing to get sued? That's what I don't get. Like they're not making this up. I mean, potentially they are, but like you know what I'm saying? Like they're not just making stuff up to make stuff up. Like something has happened.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't even know.
Oh, and then you'll have to explain this to me because I have my little gap. So Brittany was recording something that they alluded to.
In season 5, they're on a girls' trip and, they're fighting, they're arguing about something, I forget who, it's, like, pretty much all of them, and Brittany is, like, recording the argument on her phone, and someone saw her doing it, and they were like, "Are you recording us?" And, like, Meredith's like, "You are disgusting!" Like, they're, like, going in on her, and then Brittany, because she has the emotional intelligence of a 10-year-old, starts crying and is like, "You guys are so mean to me," but
So
I hate Brittany, but
here's
she is funny.
what I do not get is she's so mad at this recording, but are there not 8 cameras around you recording the same conversation that you're about to post on TV?
Yeah,
Why
that's a
is it a
good
big deal
point.
that you're recording and that's just it's the same? To me, what is she gonna do with that video that's not gonna get posted online already on the TV show that millions of people watch?
Yeah, I think there's certain things because obviously they can't put everything that they film in the episode. There's things that they will inevitably cut. And sometimes I think that those things that they cut can sometimes be damning to somebody or somebody's business. So that's probably why they're like concerned about it. But this is the actual reason though. It's because of what happened in season 4 with Monica.
Yeah, with reality Von Teese, so
That's why they're
they're
so that's why
distrust.
this group in particular is so triggered by something like that is because they feel like they let a rat into their group.
Let me tell you, that was one of the best season finales of any show I have ever seen.
Yeah.
That was so good, and then when they whipped out the video from season 1 of, Monica in disguise stealing that purse from Meredith's store,
Yeah.
I was on the floor. I
That was crazy.
Because I remember watching that in season 1, and I was like, "Oh, that's crazy," and then it's her,
There's
and
also lore about, Monica and Jen, like, Monica was, like, Jen's assistant at one
yeah,
point.
yeah,
Yeah, that was crazy.
uh,
I wish that they would bring back Monica. She was so good.
yeah, that was crazy.
What do you think about, Bronwyn's situation with her parents and, like, Todd and everything?
I First of all, Todd needs to grow the hell up. This is what you sign up for when you get married. Like his common knowledge that people age, okay? He
Yes.
should know all of them. He
He
looks
knows
old
firsthand.
and like I don't know what his parent situation is, but if your parents were sick like that, you would take them in. And like you would think that as a partner that would make things so much easier because you have somebody to support you and help you. And he's just being so unsupportive. Like what was she supposed to do? Leave her mom on the street?
Right.
Like let her dad not have the best care he can have?
Yeah. No, I totally agree. That's, like, what you sign up for when especially I mean, if I had to guess, you asked about Todd's parents. If I had to guess, Todd's parents are probably deceased. But, yeah, I mean, it's also, like, they live in a huge house. I feel like Todd isn't even home that much, so it's like,
How is that
why
inconveniencing you? She's like, I know this is a lot for you. I'm like,
Yeah.
for Todd?
The
Listen,
only thing that I could say in defense of Todd, just playing devil's advocate, It's clear that Bronwyn's mom does not approve of her lifestyle, of the fact that
No,
she had a baby super young and out of wedlock, the fact that she married Todd, like, it's very obvious, and so if I had to guess that might be what it is, like, he might have some resentment towards Bronwyn's parents for maybe if they've treated Bronwyn poorly or if they've, like,
and that's
been rude
very
to her.
fair. I did not like the one conversation that we saw, and I
Yeah,
thought that was very interesting when they are essentially changing their entire lives to take her mom in and let her live with them, and there's not even, like, a thank you. There's just immediately, like, being mean about your past, and, like, the past is the past, man. Like, we've got to move on.
agreed. Yeah,
And
I thought that it was very this is a reason part of the reason why that I like Bronwyn a lot. She's very vulnerable about her life, and I appreciate that. Like, I feel like she out of all of them, I would say maybe Whitney is the only other one that I and Mary with everything with Robert Jr. in season 5 and continuing into this season, like Bronwyn is very, very vulnerable with the truth about her life. And that's something that I really dislike about Lisa, that I dislike about Meredith, and even Heather to a certain extent. I just feel like Bronwyn gives a lot to the camera. But
yeah.
yeah, and then I mean, wrapping up episode 3, I just really feel like Lisa's little dismissed gimmick is really just not doing what she thinks it would.
Uh, that was crazy, but, like, I mean, I can see wanting to clear your name, just not in that way.
I
Like,
know.
you had to take so much time. I mean, I'm sure she didn't do it herself, but, like, so much time to make those documents and print them out.
And like, once
And then Bronwyn
again,
kept saying, "It's not dismissed, honey. One of them's not dismissed."
yeah,
That was
literally. And it's not. She said it on Rachel Lindsay's podcast. I listened to it. Like, it's not distance. And she's like, but there's no grounds to it. Rachel's like, but it's still a case though. It's still open. So it's just like funny, like watching her. I don't know. But I loved when Whitney, she clocked Meredith's ass. She said, oh, now you pipe in.
I wrote down for my notes, I was like, "Whitney needs to calm down. This is crazy."
No, literally. When she threw that napkin and then she walked around the table and that's where it ended. Oh my
That
God.
was just there was not a need. I do love Whitney's hair in this season.
Do you? Oh, I hate it. I think it looks
Really?
so bad.
I vibe with a good red.
It's like the same color as her skin though. She's like has too much fake tan. She needs to be paler or get like a
Yeah, that's fair.
deeper
That's fair.
tan because right now it's monochrome.
Yeah.
You know, I like her really in season 5 when she has the blonde bob. I think that looks so
I
good
do
on
like
her.
the blonde bob, but
I like her with the
I
bob.
like a good change, so
Yeah.
I'm liking the red.
No, that's fair. But yeah, the last thing I'll say about this is that I just feel like we know that there's some semblance of truth to all these accusations about Lisa because of how mad she gets.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm excited for this week's episode. Should we talk about Golden Bachelor?
Yes.
My God. I mean, let's keep this quick, honestly, because this shit is brutal.
I don't even have any front runners. I
I
don't know if
think I have a few. My front runners are Cheryl and there was a
Is it Jerry?
who's Jerry? Yes,
She got
yes,
the
exactly.
yeah, the first impression rose.
Yeah.
I would agree with that, but, like, at this point, like, with how, like, jealous Cindy was getting, or not even jealous, this just the fact that she was just, like, completely unaccepting of him having a relationship with any of the other women on the show, and this happens in every season of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, and I'm like, "You know what this is. Do not come onto your confessional telling me that you don't like when men date other women while they're dating you.
Yeah, because 'cause I'm not
This is
gonna have
what
any sympathy.
I don't have any sympathy for you. You knew what was happening, and I guess maybe you came on thinking that he would pick you immediately and leave, just
Yeah.
like Claire and that's just not normal, okay?
Yeah. My prediction for winners is Nicole and Cindy.
Okay, okay. I kind of didn't think anything of her until she won the group date roast, to be totally honest.
I know, but she reminds me the way that the women are kind of, like, not loving her reminds me a lot of Teresa, who won the first season of The Golden Bachelor. And I sometimes I don't know, I could see him because she's very forward and I think he maybe likes that. What I will say about him, he's so bland and so boring. I don't give a single flying shit about his football career. I don't want to hear about it. He played for a freaking football team 40 effing years ago. I don't care about it. We didn't need the cheerleading gimmick. I don't need that kind of stuff in The Golden Bachelor. This show has got to it is hanging on by a thread. Like they are this close to falling off that cliff and never coming back up.
I just also feel like his only personality trait, and it was in every single roast, was just the dumb thing he said on the podcast that he apologized for. And I just feel like that's his only personality that we're getting, and we're not seeing anything deeper or anything else.
And I have two things to say about that. Number one is I think that it's really strange that they took 10 minutes up front for for him to address the comments that he made instead of just recasting him. They should have recasted him. Nobody cared about him at that point. He
Yeah.
was not like he was not on a previous season. He wasn't a public figure. Nobody knew who he was. It literally would have been so easy for them to just recast him. Like I didn't need to see him on my screen after that. We all know that he meant what he said. We all know that he's like probably annoyed that basically I don't think I saw a single woman that was under the age of 60. Like
Yeah. I'm not no, all the
no.
ones that are left are over 60. The youngest is 62.
Like this is my thing where it's like if you are casting a
Oh,
lead,
wait, so he is 60. Sorry.
yeah. If you are cat and he's 66.
Uh,
Like, where
yeah.
does he get off saying that? I do not understand.
What he said was okay. I do feel like they addressed it well and it needed to be addressed, but I feel like from then on, it could have been dropped and we never had to talk about it again.
Yeah,
I think we're
but honestly, like,
so over it.
I just would have rather them cast somebody new.
Well, if I knew they were gonna talk about it every 5 seconds, I would agree with you.
Yes, and I think also so that's my first issue with him as the lead. This one might be a little bit of an unpopular opinion or a hot take. I have a little bit of an issue. Or maybe it's just not my favorite thing that they're casting people who are divorced and not, like, widowed. Not that I
Mm.
want anybody's, like, spouse to pass away, obviously not, like, I don't wish that on anybody, but in my opinion, The Golden Bachelor is for people who maybe either haven't been married or have had a spouse pass away and, like, they're looking for, their next chapter because of loss or, maybe somebody who's never been in a marriage, like, that to me feels more authentic to the brand of, like,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Bachelorette.
Yeah, I agree with you completely.
And I'm, like, okay with it with the contestants because obviously, like, things happen. People who are divorced also deserve to find, like, a partner again. Obviously, it's not what I'm saying, but for the lead, I just feel like especially him knowing the fact that his ex-wife is, like, 20 years younger than him and they got divorced, like, this is tea. And The
Yeah.
Golden Bachelor should not be tea.
No.
Does that make do you have what do you think about that?
No, I I agree with you. I do think that would make that a lot more authentic because I don't know, I think it would show a lot more emotion. I think that would make it a lot more heartfelt. I think it would make us sympathize with the lead a lot more. I think it would make us just really root for them in a way that we're not rooting for him because he's just a divorced man.
Right,
Why
like
why do why do I want why am I rooting for you? Where is my, like, hook for you?
yeah,
Other than the fact that you're depressed that your wife left you.
but, like, is he? Like, I don't know. I'm just not feeling, like, a lot of sincerity,
Yeah, I agree.
and I also thought that it was weird that Nicole kept asking him, like, how his wife broke the divorce to him,
Oh my god, she was getting really intense about it. She's like, "We had such a great talk." I'm like, "Was that a great talk?"
and she kept, like, interrupting him when he was, like, trying to answer her, and it was pissing me off. I was like, "Nicole, shut up. You asked him a question."
Lord. I also think just, like, time will tell. I think The Bachelor is kind of like a slow burn, and I just don't really think we really know anybody yet.
I honestly don't even wanna watch this one, but, like, I feel like I need to because I've watched The Bachelor for so, so long, but, like,
Yeah.
this, I'm sorry, like, all good things come to an end, like, I just think that The Bachelor franchise in general needs to end. I'm gonna watch Taylor from the
No,
fall season, I
I'm
think it's
so
exciting.
excited for Taylor. I am so excited for Taylor.
Yeah, but, I just think that they're throwing Hail Marys at this point, no pun
Oh, that's for
intended.
sure a Hail Mary. They have no idea how this is gonna go.
Yeah, and, the last thing I'll say on this is I need Cindy to stop crying over this man. You're a
Uh-huh.
grown-ass woman, stop.
Stop.
Yeah. Anything else to add?
No, I think we covered it.
Uh,
Can we do special forces?
Talk about special forces. Talk to me. Like, why are you not liking it?
Okay. So, I am very into, like, action movies. Like, you know this. Like, I'm very into, movies with a lot of fighting, movies with, a lot going on, like, very big, like, superhero movie person. But I'm watching Special Forces, and I understand that this is like a drill, but these are real people, not characters, and the stuff they are doing is my worst nightmare, and I don't know if you're like me, but when I'm reading a book, I am the main character. So if anything they do I find cringy, I'm like, throw the book away. I didn't do that. And so I like kind of like am putting myself in their shoes and I would want to die. Their first task is they have to rappel out of a helicopter. No, no. And then they have to run. I mean, I'd be like, Brittany, bye. Be like, I can't do this. It just honestly, I get very scared, and then they are forced to physically fight one another when they're just trying to be friends. Didn't vibe with that at all. I think the only one I could have done is the drowning one.
Is the what?
The one where you went underwater.
Okay, I literally wrote down, I think you and I would eat that up. Like,
I
I
didn't
think we
think that
would
was
do.
hard. I didn't think that was hard at all.
No, me neither. It was really getting on my nerves how they were like freaking out about how Cindy and
I'm
them were
sorry,
freaking
did none of
out.
you have to do a swim test as a kid where you had to tread water for a minute?
I know. We had to do that at camp.
Yeah, every year we had to do that at camp. Now, I don't consider myself a strong swimmer, but there's no current coming at you.
I do consider myself a strong swimmer and I also but I mean I will say like neither of us have like a fear of the water, but like I just thought it was so weird how like they were freaking out.
Yeah.
Like there is
I mean,
literally
I do
somebody
have a
sitting
fear.
right next to you
Exactly.
that
I
could
do
help
have a
you
fear
get out.
in the sense that I'm gonna get, like, sucked into a vortex in the ocean because it's really deep,
Yeah.
but, like, there are 40,000. There's a camera crew, there's divers, there's someone in the back of that plane watching you go down.
Yeah.
You're not gonna die. They're not gonna let you die on live TV. As soon as he said 20 seconds, I was like, "What the hell? Somebody redo this because that's too easy."
And they're in Morocco. You know the water's not that cold. Like they've done this. They did it this one of this previous seasons they were in New Zealand during the winter and they had to do multiple water challenges like that where they were submerged in freezing cold water.
Yeah. I I really, really didn't vibe with, when is it Eva or Ava?
Eva.
When Eva passed out in the water, that I did not like seeing her limp body being dragged out onto the boat. That really made me uncomfortable. She looked dead. Like, I was ready to turn the TV off. I
That
was
was
like,
weird.
I don't need to see that. That made me super uncomfortable. But yeah, so I'll be honest. I'm gonna watch because I'm like invested now in who's gonna win, but I don't vibe with this show at all.
Interesting. Okay. It's so funny because I think it's so fascinating and I love seeing like some of the celebrities just feel like such wild cards. I do want to actually talk about Eva a little bit and her lore. Do you know
Yeah.
anything about her?
All I know is she's from America's Top Model, but I don't know anything beyond that.
She was iconic on her season. She won. Like, she's so iconic on her season of Next Top Model. She was so good, such a good model. Like, I was genuinely shocked when I saw the cast release because you know that for the listener, I am America A&TM's biggest fan. I
Me
am Tyra Banks'
like
biggest fan. I have seen every season multiple times. I was
like
so excited to see her on the cast list. Hot Ones to You is my anthem. So, yeah, that was crazy, like, I was like, the Eva lore runs so deep, like, I can't even believe that she's still, like, in the industry this many years later.
yeah, I am sad that I mean, spoiler, she was forced to leave. So, okay, you'll have to tell me. So the only ways you can leave is if you physically withdraw or if you are forced to leave like she was.
Or if you get injured.
You also told me the crazy hot take of they don't win anything at the end. This is true, correct?
No, I mean, they get paid to be on the show, but
Yeah,
no.
but there's no prize at the end of this race.
No.
Go.
Right.
There is no motivation. You put me there, I stay there for a day, I would get the money that I got from the show, and I would He's
I mean, that's what Britney did. I felt sad, but also super frustrated watching Britney. Like, she is just become so unlikable since she first was on Vanderpump Rules. And like, I don't know. It's like, why are you on this show saying my ex told me that I wouldn't make it past the first day? And I can make fun of her accent because I grew up in the South, so no one come for me. It annoys me when people mock people's Southern accents, but I can do it because I grew up there.
it annoys me when you're not from the South.
Yeah, and our moms have Southern accents, but Britney's is like nothing I've ever heard before. I think it's kind of fake, but like, why would you say that on the show? Like, my ex told me that I wouldn't like her ex is an awful human. I know that you don't really know anything about Jax Taylor, but
No.
anyone that does, like, oh my God, it's like he's a horrible person. And like, I just wanted her to make it further. I wouldn't have either. I was geeking when they said waste of an airfare.
No, that was super funny.
I do hate the episode where they make them fight, and I was
Tell
honestly
me that won't
surprised. They won't do that again, no.
okay.
Usually this is the thing too when you mentioned their first thing being jumping out of a helicopter. The first season, they started them out, like, easier, and then the second season, either the second or third, their first thing was jumping out of a helicopter, and I'm like, "Guys, like, that's, like, actually really dangerous." Like, I
Okay, also, riddle me this. Rappelling from a helicopter is a skill? Were they taught how to rappel prior to coming?
No, the DS, the staff, like, it just gives them like, tells them how to do it before they
No,
go.
I'd be flipping upside down.
I
They
know.
no.
Yeah, it's
I'm not gonna learn how to rappel, from being screamed at while the door is open to a helicopter.
they definitely there are definitely some flaws with the way that this show is executed, but I will say most of them do know in advance that they're gonna go on the show, so they, like, do have time to at least train physically. I was listening to Off the Vine. Kate do you know who Caitlin Bristow is?
Yes.
Yeah, I was listening to her podcast, and she had on Sean Johnson and her husband, and they were talking about how, at one point, Sean was saying that she was in the helicopter, and the DS, I don't know who it was like, "I need you to look me in the eye, because if this thing goes down, I need you to do exactly as I say." Because apparently even the DS were, like, concerned about the reliability of that helicopter.
What the hell?
Yeah, but I mean, they
No,
sign insane contracts that protects them from any liability, of course,
obviously.
but yeah, when Teresa so first 2 episodes, Brittany and Teresa.
Yeah. So Teresa just immediately leaving as soon as she knows that her daughter has to fight. And honestly, my mother would have done the exact.
Yeah, I think it's funny that fighting, of all things, is what made Teresa bow out.
I mean, I don't think that any mother would want to see their child be beat up.
Sure.
So I don't blame her. But I do think that she could have just turned around and hoped that the DSs didn't see.
Yeah. I've gotta say I'm really impressed with Gia. She's, like, very in shape physically.
Yeah. Well, also, like, if my mom had left, I'd be leaving with her. I said, wait for me because
I actually think Amy would slay.
Amy, like, I would die, and then Amy would win the show,
Yeah.
and she is so fit.
She's so fit, and she has such, like, determination, and, like,
But
she's
here's the thing
so
about her
endurant.
is she gets, like, scared on trails if they're a little bit rocky, so I don't know how she would do.
I think we need to make her watch it and be like, "Do you think you could do this? Because we think you could." That's so funny. The other thing I'll say about Teresa, one of the DSs calling Gia and Teresa Tweedledee and Tweedledum took me out.
That
Like, I was
was so
literally laughing out
funny.
loud. What do you think about 3 people that I wanna ask you about? Cody from Sister Wives.
Okay, I did not know who Cody was, 'cause I don't know what Sister Wives is either,
It's a
and
TLC show.
I'm doing research for this, so I am informed on the people that I'm talking about. And so I had watched the first episode completely of Special Forces before I went and like did a background on everybody. And I found out who Cody was and all of his partners and children, and everything made sense to me in my head for how Cody was acting in the first episode. He immediately takes on a leadership role in the sense that he has to be in charge, which makes sense because he sees himself as the leader of his sister wife situation.
Creepy
I'm like, everything's
his
clocking.
creepy family dynamic.
Yeah, everything's clocking. And, so, like, everything made sense about his dynamic to me immediately because I was like, "Why the fuck is this guy acting like he knows everything?"
Yeah.
One episode in, and then
Yes.
I understood.
He, to me, it's so there was in one of his confessionals, he said, like, "At the risk of sounding misogynistic,"
Oh
and then
god, I
said
already
that
knew
thing about respect and love and whatever bullshit he was spewing.
he said that and I already knew I wanted to turn the TV off.
And my thing was, Cody, we all already know that you're misogynist. You had 5 wives at one point, my guy. Like, we knew you were
Does he still
misogynistic.
have the wives? What's the situation?
You know what's funny, actually? I don't watch that show, so I don't know fully, but I actually think he's only still married to one of them. I think all the rest of them divorced him.
Yikes, when was this show? Like, when did
It's
it start?
still running.
Oh, okay.
It's been on for a long, long time. So that's Cody. I actually think he'll go
Mm.
far, but he's so insufferable. Johnny Manziel, I thought that was fascinating how he got humbled
He
so
was
quickly.
racking me up. You know you're going on this show. Go to the gym.
Get in the gym, my guy. You know he's gonna get a personal trainer when he gets home.
I mean, like, I am, like, physically able and fit. Even I know I would start going to the gym years prior to be able to be okay for this shit.
I would
Even
need
then,
12 months to prepare.
I would need more than 12 months, and I would still probably have to be airlifted out of there.
I would have started training for this show if I were a celebrity. I would have started training after the first season dropped.
Like, I'm on my feet all day, and I would still die doing this, and he's been
Yeah.
retired for years.
I mean, I'm out of breath walking up the stairs in the subway station.
I'm out of breath walking up the stairs of my own home.
Right. So yeah, I'm interested to see how far he'll go. I don't think he'll make it to the end.
No, I think he's gonna leave way prior to that.
Yeah, and then the last person I wanted to ask you about was Jussie Smollett.
Okay, here's my thing with Jussie that really grinded my gears is you do the water challenge twice,
Why did he keep going out the wrong damn door?
and you fail twice. Everything about Jussie aside, throw all that
Yeah.
away for a second. You fail twice. That is what.
Insane. Is he stupid? Like, this is why I'm like, men are not smart. Like, I'm
Why?
sorry. I'm gonna say it. Like, that's crazy.
Uh,
Use your critical
how do
thinking
you do it
skills.
again? Also, how are you missing the door?
And he was behind his partner both times.
Like, just I don't know. Hold on to her leg.
Seriously. It's also like,
Hold on.
it was also red. Like, I'm pretty sure there was like red paint around the door
Fine
that they were supposed to
wall.
go out of.
I will say, but the only thing that would make it possible for me to fail that water challenge is the fact that I cannot open my eyes underwater. So, like,
Mm.
and I would have to go back and watch the episode again to see if his eyes were open. But if your eyes are open underwater, you can find that door.
Yeah, they were definitely closed when he
It
was.
wasn't that murky because you have to be able to, the cameras have to be able to see.
Yeah.
So I know that you can.
Yeah. Other than that, I will say I like his energy. I think he's like he seems nice, seems like he has a good sense of humor.
He seems very genuine for the situation that he has been through in the past.
Yeah, and so before I even knew that he was on this show a few weeks ago, I watched several weeks ago, I watched the documentary on Netflix
Mhm.
about him
Yeah.
that he's in. He's in that documentary and I do still feel like so conflicted about his situation, his
I mean,
alleged
I do.
crimes,
Yeah.
but I thought that he was a very interesting cast for this show because he's extremely controversial. I mean, this is not
He's a,
just like a Teresa Giudice who's like a housewife who went to prison for tax evasion. Like,
yeah.
this is like a bad thing that he's
Like,
been.
he supposedly made up some really messed up stuff
Yeah.
that he shouldn't.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm interested to see like how far he goes and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyone
It's
else that you wanna touch on?
like, it's so conflicting for me with him. What I thought was interesting was when, I think it was Cody who asked, like, Jussie, like, "What's your name?" Like, first and last, and Cody went,
He was like,
I'm like,
Jesse
"Cody."
he was like, "Oh, Jesse Smollett."
That little tidbit made me laugh. That's
Yeah.
funny.
The last thing I'll say about special forces is I have a little bit of an issue with the fact that some of these people have family members with them because in my
You're
opinion, like,
supposed to be alone, like, taken away from your family.
yeah, and like that was something that they actually really touched on a lot in the previous seasons was like like Jamie Lynn Spears, for example, was on, I think, season 2, and she like left like a day or 2 in because she was like, I just miss my kids. I think she just wanted to go home. But she was like, I just miss my kids so much. And like, this was such a random cast too. In season, I don't know, maybe 1, Alana Blanchard, Bethany Hamilton's like best friend, was on.
Yeah, that's so
I think
random.
that's so random. And she actually made it really far, but in one of the last phases, this will make more sense, but it's like basically an interrogation.
Mhm.
And she left because the interrogators were picking on her for being there and leaving her kids. So the whole idea of like you being taken away from your family was like a huge aspect of the entire concept of this show. And I just feel like the people who have their spouses there or a family member have like such an advantage.
Yeah, like, the 2 married couples are it's really interesting to me because I think it was Sean and Andrew when they were going into the water. They're like, "We'll be fine because like, we're each other's best friends, like, we got each other." That's not fair to everyone else who's doing this alone, and they don't have that support system with them.
Yeah,
They just have these people beating them down every day and these contestants who wanna beat them.
I totally agree. So
The
yeah,
only I wanna talk about is Brianna. She's surprising me, like, I go back and forth on, like, her, but I'm really enjoying her on the season so
slumber
far.
party.
Like, "It's special forces, baby." I'm like, "Okay."
She said, "Slumber party." That cracked me up when she walked into the barracks and said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's impressing me too. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see I mean, inevitably people will drop like flies. So, I'll be interested to see. Should
Yeah.
we do Below Deck Med super quick and then Love is
Yeah,
Blind?
Below there's like, not a lot to talk about with Below Deck because episode 1 is really just they're moving in and, like, an introduction and, like, more drama will come later. I think the biggest piece of news is obviously the pregnancy, um, but
Who do
I
you
guess
think it is?
okay, so we know who it is because he already had the baby. He and Gail Cameron, who was a deckhand on last season with Nathan, they have had the baby together.
Mm,
And so, like, she's not even on the season as a crew member, but I think she's going to make some appearances. But I think what's like being like alleged right now that we haven't seen yet is that he's going to have relationships with the other women on the boat
uh,
while he's like preg.
okay.
But I don't know if they're necessarily, like, fully together because it was already very, like, kind of crazy as it always is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a ton of thoughts. This is my first time watching. My biggest question was who do you think is pregnant? I thought it was cute that the captain was like excited to see some of them.
Yes.
Mm,
Sandy can be really sweet, but she can also be, like, the scariest person I've ever seen. Like, she
yeah.
gets down and dirty with these people if they're not up to par.
Yeah. My other question was, so there's one girl on the deck crew.
Yeah.
Is that usually the case?
It's normally 1 girl and, like, 2 or 3 guys, but yeah,
Okay.
they normally and sometimes it's all men, just depends on who they cast for the season, what kind of, like, dynamic they want.
Yeah. So my initial thought with that was the deck crew is feeling really disorganized and it's giving that a woman needs to be running that
Listen,
operation.
the deck crew in every season will never ever be able to get it together. And I'm really hoping that they can like pull through because I want Nathan to succeed.
Like not the jet ski floating away and then them taking
Not
out the
the jet
light.
ski taking out the light. And like
That's some shit we would
is
do
their
though,
this is
Loki.
their first charter, so like everything's a little disorganized on this charter. I'm really excited for the episode where they're gonna bring in a man who's doing his own version of The Bachelor.
Oh my
Did you
god,
see that?
that's gonna be insane.
So he's bringing on like a
How
personal matchmaker
creepy.
and like 6 women, and is gonna like pick the person to marry on this 3-day adventure.
What a freak.
That is insane. Normally for me, the biggest wild card is always the chef. So the thing about the chef on like it's very different to be a chef at a Michelin star restaurant and a chef on a yacht because you have to deal with 2 very different types of people.
Yeah.
Because yes, rich people go to Michelin star restaurants, but not the kind of rich people that are expecting the type of food that you're supposed to serve on a very luxurious yacht. And
Well,
a lot of times they get caught in the jumble and it becomes very dramatic because they have to deal with the guests shitting on the chef a lot and eventually it leads to them being fired. So we'll see.
yeah, that was my other question. Do you think that these guests are really as rich as they say they are?
Yes and no. I mean, like, it's, like, probably, like, $60,000 for 3 days to go on this thing, plus an expected 20 to 25.
Yeah.
So, they have to have some kind of money from somewhere, but Lord knows.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm excited to see more about it. This is my first season of Below Deck ever.
I'm super excited for you to watch.
Yeah, I could honestly, I would watch a show just about the chef. Like, I'm like, "What is he cooking today?" Like, I have to know.
You get a lot of it. He'll do a plating and everything, and he'll come and present the meals a lot of the time, so you'll get
I
some
love
details.
that. Okay, let's get into Love is Blind, my favorite, most anticipated reality show of any year.
Yeah,
I
okay.
wanna hear your thoughts because this is your first season watching.
Yeah, I was about to say opposite of Below Deck. I have never seen Love is Blind before in my life. I will say I should have done a little bit of research prior because I was very confused as to how people were getting engaged in the first episode. But, then I caught on, I learned, I became educated, I understood that they were showing 2 weeks worth of footage in a little bit of time. So I'm on board now, but I was very concerned for it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I loved the pod episodes. I just thought those were so cute. I loved the conversation. Sometimes I did get a little bit of secondhand embarrassment, but like, how can you not when they're like flirting in front of you and they can't see each other and they're talking about weird things? But I really enjoyed the pod episodes, and that's kind of where my enjoyment stopped. Because as soon as they went on these dumb ass vacations and they have to see each other, I it became a lot. I got very embarrassed for them.
Everything starts to break down once
Yeah,
they are out of the pods.
yeah.
100%.
I I'm intrigued. It's drawing me in. I have to know how it ends. I have to know where everybody ends up. I have people I'm rooting for, obviously, but I just loved the pod so much that the vacation has been such a letdown, I have to say.
One thing I will say about the vacations, this season in particular, my prediction is that none of these couples are getting married.
I don't think single one of these couples is gonna make it.
No, me neither. And the only one that I would say maybe has like a 10% chance is Anton and Allie,
Nah.
but I don't think any of the rest of them will get married. And so, that being said, when it comes to the vacations, a lot of the time, like, if there is strong couples, it's better to watch because you know that like you have something to root for.
Yeah, and I'm just not feeling very rooty, you know? I'm not feeling like I have anyone to root for.
Sure, you're feeling unrooted.
Yeah, obviously, the whole Casey and Patrick situation we'll come back to, but that already put a Debbie Downer on the start of the vacation. And then we have Annie and Nick, who just give me the ick. I don't like Nick, and I don't like Annie. So I'm glad they found each other. I don't know. Allie and Anton, I just can't get behind the fact that either of them like each other.
That's a good call out.
I don't feel like he really cares about her. Maybe she cares about him. I don't know. Megan and Jordan,
They both seem really
I
nice.
really was seeing it. I was really seeing it with Megan and Jordan in the pods. I don't know if I see it now that they're on vacation. I loved them in the pods, and I thought that he was acting really mature in the pods, and I really liked them together. I thought they meshed well together. I was really excited that she chose him over Mike. And now that we're out on vacation, Jordan is just acting a little immature, especially at the pool party. Like, I would have gotten the ick from that, and I know she did.
Yes, I agree. I think the pool party was very telling. I feel like this always happens every single season. Like the first time that they get with everyone else, like the men always get so drunk and it's like embarrassing. But like she definitely needs to keep an eye on this because this is something like that I've had personal firsthand experience with. If you feel like you cannot leave your partner in a space with other adults without having to like monitor what they say,
Yeah,
that's a
absolutely.
problem. My initial thoughts this season were I'm wondering if something changed with production with these two
I
people like leaving because that's
Okay, I
never
didn't know that
happened
wasn't, like, a
before.
regular thing.
No. And the other thing that's interesting is that we've seen now a few times either a producer on camera speaking to one of the contestants. Like we saw that producer talking to, I think it was Blake. And we also heard them behind the camera in some of the confessionals, like prompting questions, asking questions.
Wait,
That's also
wait,
different.
why is that a new
So,
thing?
I just think, like, in the past, Love Is Blind has been very, like, sort of kept the production process very close to their chest, and then in some seasons, they've been sued in the past for, I think I mean, I don't know what the actual, like, grounds for suing was, but I think what it appears to be is, like, kind of immoral filming practices, like, they were withholding food from these people and not letting them
What?
sleep and, like, just, like, almost, like, psychological torture to get, like, the best show out of it, and I think that they've been sued a couple times, and so they've been trying to, like, make it
They're
obvious, like,
eating in the
now you'll notice, like,
pods.
there's food in,
Yeah,
like,
that's
every
super
scene.
interesting to hear. I had no idea. I did think it
Yeah,
was weird, cause like, listen, if I'm in the pod and I'm hearing somebody with food in their mouth talking to me that's trying to be my potential partner, bye-bye, scratched off. I never want to hear you talk to
exactly.
me with
No, I
food in your
totally
mouth.
agree.
Never.
Yeah. The other observations that I made were this season in particular, the contestants are
Yeah.
so cringy. Like, it's painful to watch them. Like, all of these guys are weird as hell. And, like, I don't know. It's just the one thing I will say is that I feel like the women are kind of running the show this season, and I love it. I'm pretty sure that, like, the 2 love triangles that we saw were 1 woman and 2 guys, and usually it's one guy and 2 girls, and it was starting to really frustrate me the last few seasons because I just felt like of course, it always happens like this, like, it was turning into this situation where the men had the upper hand and, like, they're always making these women, like, spiral, and it was really frustrating to me because it wasn't always like that. In the last few seasons, it was, but yeah, should we go, like, couple by
Yeah, we
couple?
can.
Do you wanna start with Casey and Patrick? I feel like that's the
God.
most, like N
Personal disclaimer, never send a death threat to anyone. She is a human. Like, first and foremost, she's a living, breathing being. And anything we say today does not mean you can go and give her death threats in her DM. I'm just gonna say that for anyone, but her, like, in particular, because she's posted about it.
I 100% agree. That is, like, so unacceptable. People are, like,
Like,
threatening her
are you
cat.
joking? I just think that, like, the experiment did not work. Looks matter to her more than
Yeah.
she thought, and it happens. There's people that you're, like, really interested in, and then you just don't find them attractive.
Mhm.
Did she need to lead him on in the way that she did? No.
No, first of all, I think that she was on some combination of pills and
She was
alcohol.
act rather insane.
Both she was acting so erratic and, like, literally, like I think she was on some combination of that in the pods, but I think she was, like, absolutely plastered in that final scene of the 6th episode when or whenever it was, 5th episode or whatever, when she's, like, trying to break up with him, but then, like, keeps jumping on him and, like, kissing him, like, it was
It was
so weird.
very, very odd because obviously she doesn't want to hurt him, but, like, is that obvious? Because you're not making that obvious. You're jumping on him,
Yeah,
and he's having to ask the cameras what she's saying behind your back. No,
I
be
know.
honest with him, girl. Like, that is okay. They call this an experiment for a reason, do they not? You decide you liked him, but
It
you saw him and you didn't like what you saw, and that's okay. That happens.
Mhm. I think that there's so much that went wrong with these 2, and I think Casey got in too deep. I honestly think that there's something mentally going on there or maybe, like, a substance abuse issue, to be completely honest. Maybe not a substance abuse issue, but there's definitely substances involved, and I don't think she was, like, mentally fit to be on this show. I wish I felt bad for Patrick, but honestly, I don't because the only reason that he ended up with Casey in the first place is because Anna left, and I thought that that was really shitty of him to get ghosted by Anna and, like, literally, like, I think it was right before that. He said, like, "Anna's definitely my number
Yeah, he did
1. Like,
say
I don't
that.
think I am interested taking Casey all the way." And then Anna leaves, and suddenly he's telling
Yeah.
Casey that he's all in on her and that she's his number 1.
Yeah, that was odd for sure, but I do think Anna's gonna come back because of the, like, little previews they showed, and I'm interested in that, and maybe Casey will be in more episodes and have a little redemption arc situation.
I totally agree. I
There's
don't
no
know.
way, obviously, since they're already pretty much broken up, but Patrick doesn't know that. Casey and Patrick are not gonna make it, in my opinion. what was interesting to me is that everyone what are the rules with sharing anything about you like that? Are there not rules against
That's why you don't do it.
so why were we all I don't know.
No, it's a good question. Like, they tell the contestants, the producers, I've heard former contestants talk about this. They tell them not to say
Yeah, you're
anything about their
supposed to just, like
appearance, but
yeah,
they
I
can't
guess
stop
not,
them.
but, like, that defeats the purpose.
Yeah. I, was surprised that production left in the part of her saying, they're trying to make it seem like it's because I'm not
Well, it's because
attracted to
she said
you."
it, that's why they left it in,
I guess you're right, yeah, then they, like,
and they were like,
immediately rolled the
"Yeah, I just
tapes.
don't see my attraction growing for him at all."
Yeah, it was just so bizarre, like, I just felt like she was, like, trying to tell him that she wanted to break up, but and, like, was expecting him to, like, read between the
No man
lines,
ever gonna
but
be
then,
able to
like,
read between the lines, ever.
period. Also, then they, like, kept like, she kept, like, jumping on him, and then, like, she would, like, walk halfway out the door and then, like, come back, like, it was just
Yeah.
her behavior was
He was cracking me
bizarre.
up because he was, like, trying to whisper into her ear while he was fully mic'd up. We can hear what you're saying.
Yeah. To me, my read on Patrick is that he just wanted to be on the show, because otherwise, if he didn't, he would have
Yeah.
left
One of the
after Anna
funniest things to
left.
me was, like, Casey was like, "Well, how'd they find you?" Because obviously Casey was, like, scouted. And Patrick was like,
Yeah,
I applied?" And I was cracking like, cause
that's
like,
a
all of
good
Love Island is
call.
scouted. I mean, you can apply, but they're gonna look into you and know and see what you do prior, and they're gonna reach out to most of the cast. Like, I'm pretty sure Austin said that he got reached out to, and a lot of the other cast did. But, yeah, so she was like, "How'd they find you?" Fully thinking that he was gonna be, like, an influencer or something, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Kate and Nick,
Kate.
the girl that Nick,
Yeah,
like, got mad at for not being
sorry.
religious.
I only have the 6 couples in my mind, not the others.
Just quickly,
Yeah,
just
for
one thing
sure.
that I wanted to say about them. I like her a lot.
I
I
think
think
she
she's a
dodged a bullet.
badass, and I think she's 100%. I think she's so pretty, and I also think she was, like,
Yeah,
super mature, way
yeah.
too mature for him. The one thing I do wanna say is that the whole thing about religion, I'm so glad that they got to the root of the fact that, because in one of the first episodes when we first see them talking, Nick says, "I'm religious," but he does not in any way convey the true
Yeah,
extent of his, like,
that really threw me
religious
off guard when he was, like,
orientation.
immediately dropping her because she had no interest in religion. I didn't realize he was that, like, intense. I mean, I obviously heard his talks with Annie and, like, that, like, started it, but, like, as soon as he was like, "No, I gotta go." I was like, "My god." She's, like, sharing with you right now.
Yeah. He was like, "What the hell, Kate? Like, you could never be," like, that was his way of
Yeah.
justifying dumping her. He didn't wanna look like the
I
bad
was
guy.
so confused because she had already said that. She had already said she had no
Yeah,
interest. 'Cause she had said, it's like, "Why would there be a
and
God
that's
if this happened to my" was it her mother? If she was like,
mhm.
"Why would there be a God if this happened to my mother?" And that's, like, a totally valid thing to think, and I definitely think it was very obviously insinuated that she had no interest in going back to any kind of religion, and the fact that he didn't see that is beyond me.
I totally agree. This same thing happened last season. There was a couple who got engaged, and the guy was super religious. Like, I'm talking, like, mega church
Oh god.
religious. Yeah, so, like, weird vibes. And the girl who he was engaged to was not religious at all, and,
Did they work out?
no, and it was, like, so obvious that he fibbed, because either he just really wanted to be engaged to her super badly, like, he really loved her and wanted to try and make it work, or he just wanted to,
Yeah.
like, keep being on the show. But, like, when I tell you, he was like, "That's totally fine if you're not religious, like,
Well,
I'm
because
totally
he's
okay
fully
with that,"
thinking
and
in his
then
head that he can just convert her easily, as if she doesn't have a mind of her own.
exactly, but, like, he took her to his church. They were, like, they showed them, like, praying with his family, and all of his friends, because eventually, once they go back into the real world, they
Yeah.
will meet each other's friends, and he introdu every single one of the friends that he introduced her to, he met through church. And it's like, my thing was, and my thing is with this, it's fine to
Absolutely.
be religious, but you cannot lie to somebody about the
Especially if
severity
you
of your
expect
religion and how
like,
important it is
especially
to
if you
you.
expect them to be the same religion as you, either, like, you expect them to convert, you expect them to already believe that. Like, if that's something that's important to you in your relationship, that has to be said, especially with how serious they're making these couples be automatically. Like, we've got to hear that if that's something that you
Yes.
want and that's a priority for you, like, you have to convey that and you have to make sure they're okay with that. You cannot push that on anyone.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I hope that she comes
I just
back.
want her to, like, bitch slap him or something.
Yeah, I think she will come back. I think they'll bring her back in for some of the, like, meetups, but obviously we know that he got engaged
Yeah.
to Annie, and not him telling her that he loves her right after he
Oh
told
my
Kate that
god,
he didn't love her.
that was crazy, and like, once Annie finds out, and she will, that he told another woman he loved them, she's gonna flip. So would I.
Yeah. I was geeking though at the fact that she was like, "He is not the
No.
mountain man that I imagined. He looks like a little
Ugh,
military boy."
there's so many things I could say, but I won't.
I am. We're here
Nick,
for.
I just don't vibe with. It was someone said, I think it was Allie, she was like, "You can just, like, see right through his eyes, they're so light." And that made me laugh so hard.
Like it's giving
Yeah.
Snake.
There's just, like, something about him that gives me really red flags, and I think something might be revealed later, and I don't know.
He seems very
Yeah,
insincere, and the conversation that they had
I
about
didn't
their
like it.
kids, like, your only response to that question should be, "I will love my
Absolutely.
kid no matter what." Because if you're gonna have kids, you need to wrap your mind around the fact that they could be living a lifestyle that you might
I,
not
like,
want for
can't
them.
get into it because like I will go off, but you're exactly right. That should have been the only response, and the fact that both of them were hesitant, I was speechless. I was like,
Yeah, having kids means that you get to have no expectations for the way that they live their life as long as they're doing everything legally, you know? As long as they're not, like, criminals and, like, committing crimes. That's, like, the only exception, but, yeah, I thought that was really bizarre, and I fear that the call may be coming from inside the house as it
yeah.
pertains to Nick.
Also, as I wrote in my notes, homophobic. Don't vibe, bad vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, and I actually thought that this was really interesting because I felt like there was a lot of very, like, sort of, like, those kinds of undertones in this season, and it's really
I was
surprised
about
me
to
because
say,
of
I
where
was
it's
like, Denver,
located.
Colorado does not give those vibes at all. So what's happening?
No, like, Denver is, like, a very LGBT
Yeah.
friendly city, and it's very,
Have they ever
very
done
liberal.
um, any couples where they're the same sex, or does that not happen?
No, because I think it begs the question, how do you keep them like, how do you split them up? How
Uh,
do you keep them blind? And how do you ensure that people in the same dorm as each other don't
that's so
form
fair.
connections?
My idea would be to just, lock them in a pod and
Yeah,
yeah,
keep them all completely separate. But I think that yeah, I don't think that they would ever do it because the dynamic of the men and women in the lounge together is, like, a really important part of
interesting.
the
Okay.
show.
Yeah, no, I was just curious
And,
if
like,
they ever did like a gay season.
I don't think that Annie and Nick are gonna work out because I think Kate is gonna come back in and run
Yeah.
interference, and I also don't think she's attracted to him.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
And I also don't understand the way that he was talking to her and the sound of his voice. I'm like, "What on earth made you think that he was this
Yeah,
big, like,
I
gruff,
never got
manly
those vibes, and she was like,
man?"
"I was expecting him to have a beard down to his belly button." What?
And meanwhile, he literally has, like, a
Yeah, and then
military
she goes,
buzz
"It's a
cut.
little short."
I don't know why, but he looks to me like somebody who would
Oh,
have bad breath.
100%.
And then Annie's other connection, Brendan,
I was rooting so hard.
he seems so sweet. I hope that
I
he
hope
doesn't
so
prove
too,
me
and I hope he
wrong.
returns and
Oh, he definitely is going to. You can see it.
wins Annie back because she says that he wasn't fighting for her, but, like, I disagree.
Yes, and there were also a few arguments that they had in the pods that I wrote down that I think
Oh,
she was drunk during. Those, like,
yeah.
stupid little petty arguments about him, like, not knowing, like, what kinda car she drives or whatever, like, I think that was her.
He was interested in what kind of car she drove, and she was like, "Why does that matter?" or something like that. But I may be getting that confused with Megan because they both had conversations like that.
Yeah, that was Megan. Annie said, "I
Okay, he
told
didn't
you this
remember. God
already."
forbid.
Yeah.
You could
Like,
wait,
I wouldn't remember. I wouldn't even
I
ask
could
that
meet
question to
somebody
start with,
multiple times
but
in person and they drive the same car, and I still couldn't tell you what kind of car they drive. I still couldn't what kind of
right.
car they drive. That was not clear.
The other thing I'll say about Brendan is that I feel like he
That's like
knows
he
something
was
about
alluding
Nick
to
that he's not
exactly that. He
saying.
was like, "You don't wanna not pick me."
Yeah. I'm, like, dying to because obviously, like, we know why
But
we
why do
don't like Nick. He's a
you
weirdo.
met Nick,
He's
why
a
don't you like
freak,
him?
but, like yeah, but, like, what are you guys saying? Because it wasn't just
Yeah, well,
Brendan, it
also,
was the
like,
other guys too.
I don't know, men just, like, they talk about things, like, sketchy things that you wouldn't normally admit to somebody else, so yeah, like,
Like,
locker
locker
room
room talk.
talk, and I'm like, "Speak your truth."
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. I also thought that Annie was actually insane for getting mad at Brendan for not chasing her. It was like she was acting like she was testing him, faking him out, trying to get him to think that she was breaking up with him to see how he would
Yeah,
react, and then it backfired.
that it was, like, a really confusing end and super upsetting. He is
And he's cute.
cute.
He's a cutie.
He gives, like, short vibes, but I can't tell, obviously. I think yeah,
Yeah, but
I
I
think
think
it
she's
could've been
short too, so I don't really think it would matter. Not Edmund crying when Brendan came back and was, like, upset. Edmund started crying. He's like, "I
one
just
thing
hate
about
seeing you
Edmund,
upset." And,
he's
like,
gonna
speaking
cry
of Edmund,
he's
let's
gonna
get
cry
into
at
him.
every single thing. Why? Like, obviously, show your emotions, speak your truth. Men are told not to do that, and I love that he's, doing that. But crying because you're the only one that hasn't had sex in the group?
Julia, I'm not kidding you. If I had been there in that moment, that would have been
Uh,
my cue to leave. Like, I literally
and
would have
she's
dumped
like
him on the spot.
she's really trying to, like, help him get to the root of the fact that he's, like, so upset about this, and he's just not having it.
But I think it's like it's one thing to be like, I feel a little jealous or I feel a little like jilted. He threw a literal tantrum. I was like actually expecting him to like lay
I
face down on the floor and start like banging
I
his hands on the
was
ground.
appalled.
It was like disgusting to watch. Like I literally was like, I'm always the nice guy. I'm too nice.
I was
Literally,
like,
what
none
are you
of this
talking
has
about? Like it
anything to
was
do with
insane.
anything that you guys are trying to discuss right now. I had to not like I wanted to just like throw my remote at the TV.
It was actually the most
That
bizarre behavior I've ever
absolutely
seen out
insane
of an
and
adult male.
inexcusable, and I don't see them staying together.
No, not at all. I hope that she realizes that she's way too mature for him. I really like her though. I think I really respect the way that she is very upfront with
Oh, absolutely.
issues and is not scared to bring up like she does not beat around the bush at all. Like she's like, "So, how are you feeling about the fact that we're supposed to be at the altar in 3 weeks?" Like, like she's so upfront. It's
Yeah, I'm rooting
really
for her really hard,
refreshing.
but she didn't have any other connections in the pods, right? So
Mm-mm.
how is she supposed to get out of the situation happy?
I know. I mean, I think that she'll be
Oh,
successful
100%.
post-show. The only thing that my only point against her is the whole, like, man at the club hypothetical that she whipped out.
I was like, "What answer do you want from him? He's clearly a teddy bear."
I know,
Like,
he's not a
he's not a
fighter, it's
fighter. If you
obvious.
wanted a fighter, you would have known not to pick him.
And then not her literally saying, "Let's say he's your size, not buff." I was like,
I
"Oh,
was like, "We."
shit." Like, that was when I knew, like, she's not attracted to him.
That was funny.
And I definitely don't think she is.
I don't the breakdown, that was it for me. I could have excused everything into that moment.
Also, the 2 of them were crazy for ranking the couples on camera.
My god. And saying they're the strongest ones? No.
Yeah, that was wild. But actually, who I think is the strongest is Allie and Anton.
Yeah, I don't think I see what you see. I don't know. I don't see it with them.
I think the reason that I think they're strong is because I've
Yeah.
watched
Yeah,
many
yeah.
seasons of this show, and I can tell by the way that the cameras that they don't have very much screen
Okay.
time, that there's not a
Okay,
lot
that's
of
a good note. That's a
conflict.
good note. I mean, they were the first engaged to be engagement to be shown. And I didn't know if that meant anything or not because obviously I haven't seen the other seasons.
I don't think that they'll last. I don't think they'll get married. And if they do, I think they'll get divorced. But I do think that they're the strongest couple. The one, and I like her. I think she seems like both of them
Yeah,
seem
I
like a
think
little
my
loopy.
issue is we saw like maybe 2 scenes with them and they were engaged and then didn't see them for the rest of the episodes until the vacation. So I think I just have like some disconnect from that and I'm just like not like used to seeing them on screen.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how what seems to be like a financial disparity
Yeah.
feels like. Also, I have to ask you, I have to ask your opinion on this. I think that 5 grand is more than enough to
I
spend on an engagement ring, but I also don't
I
really know
I
how
don't
much
know
they
either, but
cost.
absolutely is 5 grand enough for a nice looking normal engagement ring. It's almost more
Like,
than
I don't
enough.
know about you, but, like, I don't have 10 grand lying around that I
Who
could just throw
does?
at a ring.
Who does? Put it in your
Like,
savings, invest in something.
I know, that's my thing too. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll be, like, eating my words if I'm ever, like, in the market to receive
But at
one,
the
but,
same time,
like, I
like,
thought that was so
I don't
weird.
know.
And also, he didn't have to pay for it, so
Okay,
it's, like,
that's
a
what was
moot point.
confusing me. So they did not pay for the ring?
No, I think that the jeweler probably just told him, like, that this
Okay,
is how much
interesting.
it
So they're all
is.
given a ring. Do they get like a it's like The Bachelor where they like pick it out of a box
Yeah,
thing?
probably. They
Okay.
don't ever show it. And then Jordan and Megan, Megan and Mike. This is a very interesting dynamic.
I think Mike is really sketchy.
Agreed. I saw some rumors online that he
I
owes
saw
money
those
to a
too.
lot of
I saw
people.
that he has a lot of sketchy things with businesses and it was trying to like I can't remember the wording regardless, but he's doing a lot of sketchy things in his life to be at the financial standpoint that he is. And I just have trauma from Salt Lake City, so I just don't trust anyone with money anymore.
I agree. It makes me feel a lot better because I'm like, why can't I be rich? And then I'm like, oh, rich people
They're
are
committing
committing
crimes
crimes.
to stay
Good to
rich,
know.
and
For
I don't
sure.
trust Mike at all. I thought he was entirely too cocky the entire time, and I think it was a good thing for him that Megan did not choose him. I felt as if he needed some humbling situation to put him on a better track in life, because where he was going was not good.
I agree with you. And like his little call out of his men's
Yeah, and
society, like,
his obsession with needing to know who Megan's other connection was.
yeah, and like
And, like,
disparaging Jordan.
saying
He knew
Jordan
it
was
was
less
Jordan.
than, and, like, what really
Yeah.
made me go for Jordan was when Jordan had absolutely no idea that Megan even had another connection, because he did not care. He was that invested in his relationship with Megan.
And he even said after he found out, he was like,
He's like,
okay,
"Yeah,
like
that's
I
okay, that's totally
understand.
fine." That is
It's like this is what we're here for. I've known you for 5
like,
days,
uh, that was
you
a
know?
great response.
Yeah, I do think that Jordan does seem really
Mhm.
kind
Yeah,
and
yeah.
genuine and down to earth. I hope that his behavior at the pool
That for
party was,
me
like, just because he was excited to see
that
his
threw me for a
boys.
loop. I think maybe he just got caught up in the moment. Their dynamic as a relationship hasn't been worked out yet. He doesn't really know how she wants, like how they like present as a couple almost. So he's like trying to figure out their dynamic while also going back to his dynamic that he was with the men when they were in the little house thingy. So it's always awkward when you're introducing a significant other to your specific group of friends. And that's exactly what that was. And like your relationship is obviously different than his relationship with his friends. So
Yeah, the other thing that I thought was just, like, truly a testament to how unsubstantiated Mike's arrogance and confidence are is when he was talking to Megan about how Jordan's son has diabetes, and he said, "I have some friends who have diabetes, and they changed their diet and their lifestyle, and now they're better."
I
And I guess that just doesn't work for everyone. Because he
he
has
doesn't
type
know
1
the
diabetes,
difference.
you
He doesn't
effing
know the difference between type 1
moron.
and type 2.
Like, are you an actual
Yeah.
stupid
The
idiot? Like,
only
I'm sorry, what are you talking about
the
diet
only
and
grace I can give
exercise?
him is that he did not know her dad died from diabetic complications, which she did quickly tell him after. Still,
Yeah, but even still, it doesn't matter
no.
because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's speaking on something that he's clearly, like, so like, he's too old not
Yeah.
to know the difference between
And
type
he
1 and
was
type 2
like
diabetes, unfortunately.
speaking
Like,
completely out of his ass like most men do
and
when they
about a
just wanna
child.
sound like they know everything about everything, and they wanna sound like the smartest person in the room when they're not.
And for him to talk about a child like that as if he's implying that Jordan is like a bad father for letting his kid
No,
become a diabetic, like because he doesn't understand that type 1 has nothing to do with your lifestyle, like it
no.
truly is just
It literally
it's an
it
illness.
just
Like I don't
happens. Like, it just happened.
it was that was crazy to me. I do think that Megan and
Oh, I think
Jordan
they
look
look
good
great together.
together. Listen, like, props to her for owning her own business. Like, I'm not trying to say that she's not successful or anything like that. I think she's overselling herself when it comes to her
Yeah, I mean,
professional
I think
life.
Mike is doing the same thing.
Agreed. I totally agree. But when it comes to, like, her and Jordan, I
Yeah, I don't
think she needs to bring herself back down to earth a little bit and stop acting like he's some poor single dad, like, living in poverty. He's
I'll be
clearly
really
not. So
interested
stop
to
acting like
see
he.
their specific lifestyles once we get to the house situation.
Me too, because she also said to Mike that she was, like, into traditional gender
Yeah, she
roles,
did say that.
even though she's also a girl boss. So I'm feeling like that's contradictory.
Yeah, a juxtaposition.
Yeah, but, who I'm really here to talk about
I'm not ready.
is
Oh
Joe's bitch ass.
my god. Listen, Madison, run. Run far, far, far away.
As fast
Sprint,
as you
do a
can.
cartwheel, front roll. I don't care. Backflip out of there.
Listen, I have dated somebody like Joe before, and I'm telling you right now,
They
they
will
will
never
never
change.
change.
And if I hear one more word out of his mouth in regard to her body,
It was taking every ounce of me not to. I was watching this on the plane ride home on Friday, and it was taking, like, every ounce of me not to, like, yell at the screen. Genuinely, he is the worst type of man.
I
Like,
typically go skinnier girls or
I
thinner girls, whatever he said,
him saying that she has a
as if she's
larger
not
physique,
skinny.
she is a normal
Yeah,
size human being. Like, she has big boobs, which always makes people look bigger.
preach.
Take it from us. And a little bit of a tummy. That is it. Her arms are, like, super skinny, her legs super skinny, her face super slim. She's beautiful,
No,
I think. I actually think she's the
she's
prettiest
gorgeous,
girl
and she just
on this
looks
season.
like a normal human being.
It's like,
I'm like,
grow up.
"Who are you dating?
You want
Eating a
somebody
straw?
you want
What do you want?"
Are you dating a college student? Because that's the last time I was that skinny.
As soon as he said that, I was done.
And also, this is my thing too. Like, you're allowed to have your preferences, but you need to come to a realization that your perceptive of somebody who's skinny is
No,
not what
it's
skinny is.
entirely made up by the media.
And also, let's not talk about the fact that actually, let's do talk about it. The fact that he's no
That's my
Dylan
thing, okay?
Efron,
You can't be
no Robert Irwin.
exactly. You can't be speaking on the way someone looks if you yourself do not look the way that you are speaking about.
If you want somebody without an ounce of body fat, then
Aaron,
you better not have an
I
ounce of
should see
body
an
fat.
11 pack on your body if you're gonna speak about women this way. But, like, that's obviously not an excuse to speak about women that way. We're just if you have an 11 pack,
Right.
you
But, like,
can't
I see what you're saying, though.
do that.
It's like, he is just so immature. Like, actually, this kind of stuff makes me so mad. Like, this is probably the thing that made me the most mad the entire time I was watching
Oh
this for
my
6
god.
episodes,
I
because
was
this is my thing. Every girl knows the feeling of feeling like a man thinks that they're
yes.
large. Every girl feels that feeling. And I mean, I don't want to put words in her mouth or thoughts in her head, but if I had to guess, Madison's whole life, she has probably thought to herself, I need to lose weight. I need to be skinny. And then probably on the flip, cuz I know this because I've done it myself. But then on the flip side of that is, thinking those thoughts, but then also thinking, well, but size shouldn't matter. Like, what man really cares that much? Like, if I'm not a stick figure. And then
Could
there's guys like
ruin
Joe,
everything.
and it just makes you think like, oh my God, this is how all
And
men think.
it's why women have these terrible perceptions of themselves when they just look normal. And it's terrible. And it, like, breaks my heart that they would
It's
even, like, put this on
awful.
TV.
I'm so tired of them casting men who I actually saw a TikTok from a former contestant, one of the probably the most like well-known contestants from a previous season. And she said, my hot take about Love is Blind is that it's obvious to me that for the
Yeah.
women, love is blind.
I was really, like, excited about the show in the sense that most of the women looked completely normal. And they didn't look like the contestants on The Bachelor/Bachelorette. And they didn't look like the influencers that we're seeing
Yes,
on Special Forces and Dancing with the Stars. I was just excited to see normal people. And then I get reminded why nobody can look normal anymore.
exactly.
And
And my friend talked about this all the time. We always say like whenever like, because people have made comments to both of us about, like, when we were at our skinniest, and both of us just say to each other, like, "Do they want me to be
Yeah,
16 forever?" Your body changes. Like, let's talk about the beer belly that 75% of men now have post-grad. Like,
I just,
what
like
on earth makes you think that you can comment on a woman's body and that you get to dictate whether or not she's considered
yeah, it's
large?
it's absolutely atrocious to me. Like, Joe, if you're not attracted to her, just say that and leave and don't lead her on. And she's keep thinking, "Well, what am I doing wrong?" No, Joe, it's you. And you just need to be like, "I'm so sorry. We have an emotional connection, but it's just not getting there for me physically." Communicate that and leave.
But you know what the sickest part about it though is? I actually do think that he thinks that
He
she's
just
pretty, but he cannot get over the fact that she does not
he
weigh
can't get
120
over the fact
pounds.
that, like, he just, like, he always had an image of the girl he was talking to, and in his mind, he made her I never weigh more than 115, legally blonde, like, he made her look like that in his head, and that's why he's having such a hard time with seeing her now, because she looks normal, and he just made up a stick figure in his head, and he just can't get over it, and well, and then
So
we can
right.
get into the other half. We were already hating him, and then gets like crossfaded or something at this pool party and loses his mind.
And is like laughing at her when she's like
And
visibly
like
upset
she's
and
concerned for
frustrated.
him and she's just trying to help.
And I think he also has to remember that, like, she doesn't
Ugh.
know him that well. Like, she doesn't know. It's not like she's been dating him for 2 years. Like, she doesn't know how he acts when he's under the influence. So if he's acting erratic and, like, completely, like, blacked out, and she's like, "When did this happen? Like, I didn't even see you drink that
Yeah.
much," then, like, I would be
I
I
would
would
be
be
very
concerned too.
concerned. I think it's very important that you be around alcohol with your future significant other before you tie the knot, for sure.
I totally agree. I just think that he's so immature. He's 27, but
I mean,
he's
aren't they all?
23. Yeah. And it's so like diabolical and just like disgusting the way that he's treating her. Like, I just feel like she's completely sensing that he
That's
isn't attracted to
one
her.
the
And
one
she's
good thing
right.
is that I she's clocking his behavior and that she's gonna get out of this, and I know
Hmm.
she will.
The unfortunate thing that I think is going to come out of this dynamic is that I think that she's gonna end up being villainized because I think he's gonna act clueless and she's gonna keep lashing out because she's frustrated because he's making it obvious that he's not attracted to her.
Mhm.
This has happened multiple times on this show. And she's gonna come off as crazy, and he's gonna get off scot-free, even though deep down everyone knows that the reason that she's acting the way she is because he's not acting the same way off camera
Mhm.
as he is on. This has happened multiple times where it's so obvious that a man is not attracted to their partner, likely because of her size, or he just thinks that he's out of her league, but he doesn't want to look like a shitty person on TV. So he sticks with her and he treats her like shit until she ends it. And then
The
she
fact
looks
that
like
it's
the
even a
bitch.
topic that we have to discuss what somebody looks like when this show is called Love is Blind, it's so insane.
Literally. So yeah, my prediction, Joe and Madison are gonna burn in. Think Megan and Jordan could make it if she can get over her ego, but I also think there's a chance that she might jump ship back to Mike
It's
once she meets
upsetting to
him.
me.
Yeah. These are my predictions as a seasoned watcher. Allie and Anton, I think there's a 50-50 chance that they could make it. It seems to me like the issues that they're predicting to happen in the
Yeah.
preview
Mhm.
are kind of trivial and like they're reaching. Edmund and KB, I do not think there's any shot that they will get married. She is far too mature for him. He needs serious mental help
Yeah.
before he's ready to get married. Annie and Nick, I actually think that there's maybe like a 30-70
That's
chance that
fair,
they get
that's
married. Yeah, and Patrick and Casey, I hope we never hear from either of them again because to be honest, I didn't really like either of them. The only reason I'd want to see Patrick back is so that we can see his dynamic with
I
Anna because I actually really
I
liked
like
Anna. I
Anna,
thought
but
she
I
was
want Blake
funny.
to come back, and I want Anna and Blake to be together.
Were they
Yeah, he left
dating in
because
the
of Anna.
pods?
Was that
I
not his
don't
name?
remember
The other
that.
one that left, Blake. Yeah, he was
Yeah, that was
Anna's
his
second
name.
connection, and he because Anna wasn't here anymore, he's like, "I just
Oh,
don't wanna be here."
okay. I think I
Yeah.
blocked that out. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a good season. Definitely way better than last season. Last season was
I'm a
so
lot more
bad.
interested than I thought I would be.
I'm glad. I know,
I
I can't
know.
believe you've never seen it before.
Yeah.
I've been watching it. The first season came out when I was, like, a
Oh, I didn't
junior in
realize it'd been out so
college.
long. I wish I could
That
see the
was
look that
rude.
she's giving me.
It was only
Don't
4 and
age
a half
yourself.
years ago. Whatever. You're getting up there too. You're
I
only 2
know.
years behind me,
I know.
so suck
I'm
it.
about to hit, like, 10 years from starting high school.
Oh my god, yeah, me too. Well,
From
I'm
being
about to hit 10
graduated.
years of, like, graduating high school. Yeah, I am excited to keep up with all these shows. The next one that we will be rolling in is Selling,
Oh, yeah.
which I'm super excited for. I feel like we've been waiting
It's been
forever for a
super
new
long.
season.
I don't even remember the last season. I'll have to do a recap situation.
I know. I think you're right. We should do that. Yeah, Selling Sunset and The
I'm
Kardashians.
stoked for the Kardashians.
Me too. Both of those will be at the end of the month. One last thing that I have to say about Love is Blind. Nick posted an apology video on his Instagram just about the comments that he made about having a child who may be gay
But
and,
what did he say?
I can't remember this, like, complete specifics. I have to watch it again. We can talk about it on next week's Reality Doc.
He says, I will love and support my future children unconditionally no matter how they identify. I take full accountability for how my words came across, but I am glad it provoked this discussion in my learning. You're learning.
I mean, I hope he is. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I mean, I find Nick to be insincere. I felt like he was being insincere the entire time in the pods, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because I can imagine that going from being, a regular person to being on TV is extremely difficult. I think we need to, like, be better about informing people
Yeah.
and not threatening them. I think that would be a
Informing
good path forward for
and
all
not
of us.
telling them to die.
Yeah, because that's crazy work. I'm just saying, like, if you're doing that, um, you have
Get
too
a
much time on
job.
your hands. That is this week's Reality Digest. We will be back next Tuesday with, I'm sure, a lot more pop culture chaos to discuss. And of course, we will be watching lots of TV this week. I'm most excited for the new Love is Blind episodes and to discuss.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next Tuesday for Reality Digest and this Thursday for the Fame Files. Go forth and gossip. Bye.
Bye!
Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week for more pop culture chaos. The stories we cover are based on research and publicly available sources. While we strive for accuracy, some details may be disputed or unverified, and this episode is for entertainment and informational purposes only.